Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next session of The Lodge at Endsmeet. We had a fairly fun-filled, interesting session last time, which is we're going to get a recap from everyone.
You mean from
From one person, sorry, not
Emily?
everybody. From Emily. Okay, Emily, are you volunteering or have you been
I
volunteered?
am volunteering. Yeah, we talked
Okay.
about this.
All right,
Uh,
hit it.
Fun is an interesting way to say horny. It was the horniest episode that we've ever
I use them
had.
interchangeably.
Um, so first things first, we backtracked a little bit to rewind, and unfortunately have our little scene about how Seeker had disappeared. I don't know if Sivik, you're still listening to these episodes, but we miss you very much.
I said Mick.
Um, Seeker left us his giant bottle of whiskey. I don't know who is carrying that around, but somebody should add that to their inventory. We have a
Yeah,
giant bottle of
probably
whiskey.
Ori.
Yeah, honestly.
I have a bag of
Um,
holding if you want.
and
Okay.
he left us a little note that was to the effect of like, "You're my friends, and I couldn't be the person that brought trouble upon you, but I'm rooting for you, and hopefully we'll see each other again." And poor Artie like smiled about it and was just glad he wasn't dead, which really put things in perspective. Um, we kind of like fast forwarded again, and we picked up where we had left off, um, introducing ourselves to Sheriff Reverie and to her crew. We gave her kind of like we didn't really trust at the beginning of the session, at least we didn't all really quite trust each other. So we gave her sort of the barest information about why we were there. We wanted to talk to the Ashtaris about the Dougals, but we didn't really tell her much more than that at first. And the sheriff was like, "Well, the gates aren't going to be open until at nighttime because hashtag kindred." So we kind of had a day to kill around town, and we basically spent that time bonding. She introduced us to the rest of her crew, which consisted of Triumph. That's uh, the very cool, suave, unarmored
So
Goliath.
hot.
That is, yeah, the hot Goliath that was just like dressed in a dapper suit. Um, that was the one kind of keeping tabs on us in the bar that Seeker arm wrestled that one time. Tess also used her observant to like read Triumph's lips, and kind of noticed that he was consulting with Reverie like when we were talking to her about things. And he's clearly her information guy. And he like fortunately when we were like, yeah, the town was Shadowstead, he was like, I don't know anything about that. And and Tess was like, okay, good.
Whew.
Whew. um Artie immediately became enamored of Katja, the I think half orc
Hmm.
monk, uh,
Drunk monk.
who has like half shaven head and is really cool looking. Way of the Drunken Master monk has some like interesting potentially pirate backstory question mark, because she's got some like trousers that seem like they're sailors trousers. um so that's cool. Reverie led us around. She kind of low key failed her blush at the beginning, because we're starting to learn that maybe at least two of these are vampires, probably, or sorry, kindred. Uh, Reverie and Triumph, but Katja unclear. I think Artie kind of thought about it a little bit later, and is pretty sure that she is not kindred. Um, but so Reverie kind of like had like a little hiccup, but pushed through it. We bopped around the city. Uh, Reverie, basically, we're just kind of watching Reverie in particular, sort of like check in on different places. One of the places that Ori was kind of writing down specifically was this like fancy hotel called the Divine Lux that seemed very fancy and cool. We also visited a whole bunch of temples, including temples of Nox, Lilas, Crucius, and Marcellus. The vibes were a little bit tense. People seemed to sort of not be like super happy to be checked in on, but like nothing terrible happened. Cal and Tess both noted as clerics that for some reason the kindred, despite being undead, were on hallowed ground and seemed fine with it, which was question mark, but we didn't really ask about that yet. Um, Triumph at some point kind of noticed that Claudia was sort of like Tess was kind of putting herself between Claudia and the two, like Reverie and Triumph. And he was like, "Yo, what's up with that? Like, are you afraid of something?" And Claudia kind of admitted that she had a bad history with the Venatories. which Triumph seemed to kind of like want to know more about, and she kind of clarified that it was the Edevanes in particular. Triumph noted that and seemed like not to be into the Venatories and was like, "This is good. We should know about that." So that seemed like kind of good. Like it's possible that perhaps Claudia might have an extra layer of protection. Artie is determined to find a giant frog, which he kept calling a medium frog, which like the players knew meant medium size, but like Artie, had to clarify in real life was a giant frog. He wants a mount to ride around upon. He did not yet find that mount, but hopefully with his ridiculous investigation, this will be something that he triumphs in some way. Um, Speaking of triumph, he was excited to find that Ori was a wizard, and they were very cutely, like gabbing with each other about various things all session, and it was adorable and nerdy. Ori also cleverly waited until Katja was kind of drunk because we had alcohol at the Temple of Marcellus. Marcella? Marcella.
Marcella.
And waited until Katja was a little bit drunk, and then was like, "Hey, Cal, is this maybe a good time to ask Katja about the seventh trellis?" And Cal was, and the following exchange happened, which was excellent. Cal was like, "That's a great idea. When did you get so smart?" And Ori said, "I believe my parents made a deal with a fiend," which is so clever and witty. Um,
And probably
Tess
true.
and honestly, probably true. Tess noticed that Reverie kind of like tensed at the mention of the Seven Trellis, but Katja was basically like, "We don't really fuck with them; they don't fuck with us. Like, this is a guild city. Um, mostly like mostly people don't step on the guild's toes. Like, they don't really know a whole lot about the Trellis like operating in the city." Which is kind of unfortunate because Charm basically kind of implied to us that it was possible that like the person to ask might have been Reverie, but they were basically like, "Nah, man, we don't really know about them because they don't really operate here, that we know of, at least." So we talked about potentially like asking Geralt, this person that is still that is Ori's contact, but is currently theoretically like out of town in Silver's Reach somewhere. So we can't talk to him yet. But that kind of brought up this idea of like, why do we need to talk to the Trellis? And we talked a little bit about like this idea of canceling the contract. And Tess mentioned that there could be some connection to the Gledelac and asked Triumph about this. And also kind of like talked around Sanatot's name, because every time we say his name, bad dreams happen. And Triumph, understandably for a cleric of Malagos, was like, "I mean, if you say its name, you give him power." And Tess was like, "Yeah, I know that, but also bad things happen when we say this god's name." And so Triumph said it out loud, so I'm very curious to see what becomes of that.
It'll probably
Um,
be his problem, because he
it's
said it.
unclear. Maybe it'll be our problem. I don't know. Um, but Triumph, Ori was like, "Yeah, I've had weird dreams as an elf," and Triumph was like, "That's strange." It also seems like Triumph also seems kind of like especially confident about this because apparently Kindred don't dream very much. So curious to see what happens. Triumph also suggested that we talk to somebody at like the Arcanium, which will have a giant library, that can maybe give us some more information on the Seventh Trellis and or other information. Unclear. Important note that Artie casually mentioned getting kicked out of an Arcanium in Ceres one time related to potentially blowing something up, which is great
He said
and
it was
hilarious. And,
noise, not damage. It
well,
was
he
more of
said
a
that,
disturbance
but
of the peace than
he said
anything.
that, but he also very
Okay.
clearly said explosion, so unclear. um let's see, where am I in my notes? We also mentioned Velen. We just kind of had a little bit of we had some of the session where we were just asking Triumph questions.
Yeah.
One of which was about the Shadowfell. Velen kind of asked about like her experience on the road where everything had been leached of color, and Triumph kind of confirmed like that is a textbook, like, you visited the Shadowfell. But it was weird because she hadn't gone anywhere. He asked if she had like blinked out of existence, and Tess was right there and was like, "No, I don't think so." So that was weird, that kind of weird pocket Shadowfell thing, and we still don't really know what's going on about that. We also unlocked some vampire lore or kindred lore over the course of the session, including don't call vampires vampires, it's rude, and rudeness could be fatal in this town. Only taking off when you're dealing with kindred, only take off their heads, especially if you can do it with a vorpal blade, which will immediately turn them to ash. If they get to 0 HP mechanically, they enter this like torpor state where they can't really do anything, and you can, I guess you're supposed to sort of like bring them back into custody or justice or something. This idea of blush that we've talked about is like vampires can do pretty much what other people can do. They can walk around in the sun, but like they have to make rolls about it. They have to sort of like pass a roll to succeed and not be noticed. And also we learned it was only talked about, but apparently kindred can eat people with those people's in Malikor with those people's consent, but they aren't supposed to like drain the last drop of blood. And apparently it is also pleasurable for the person experiencing the draining. I don't know if it always is, but it seems like it is possible to be, which is not information that we had before, or at least not information that all of us
and very
had before.
important information going forward.
Yes, important information going forward, considering what happened during the rest of this fight, where all of us were very thirsty. Speaking of, the thirstiness ensued. The thirstiness ensued when we ran into some kindred just kind of being terrible and potentially having just eaten. Velen rolled 3 natural 20s in a row, which was wild.
Yeah, notable.
The person that was kind of leading this charge, his name was Malcolm Nack. He was apparently associated with a baron named Gorin. And was like talking a big game about talking to Lord Ashatari about something, Baron Gorin, something, expanding the territory. They went back and forth a little bit. Velen threw some shades at him, which Reverie sort of was like, no, shut up. And after Velen was mouthy, and also Tess was kind of mouthy, Malcolm, Mr. Knack, was like, I'm going to take one of your pets as a prize. At which point we rolled initiative and completely smoked these jokers. Like, oh wow, it was a good fight. We were rolling really high. Bullshit. Already rolled incredibly high for initiative, and like kept yelling about trying to like cook this dragonborn looking guy and like cast
he looked at Katja funny.
For looking at Katja funny.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
Katja had this great moment where she was like, I haven't tried a gnome, but I wouldn't be against it. And Artie hilariously was like, did not understand the reference. Katja also called Claudia hot when she shifted, and you know, like that was interesting. She
Ori. Katja hit on everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think she seems pretty DTF in general.
Yeah, Katja hit on pretty much everyone indiscriminately, which was satisfying. Both Malcolm and Triumph did some cool vampire shit involving like making their skin harder and like resisting damage. At which point Velen was like, "I love a man that can get hard at just the right time."
Yep.
Yes, that was the line.
That was most iconic lines.
That was iconic. Velen had this really super clutch Bane that was really useful throughout. Triumphs had cool Spirit Guardian Planetars, and was very adorably nerdy about learning that Ori was a blade singer, and they went back and forth in battle a couple of times. Cal also, his first roll was a crit on the Dragonborn, and that was cool. Velen impressed Triumph and Reverie by bamping out her wings immediately, so we were all kind of just like, look, I'm a cool this, I'm a cool that. Ori also had a very clutch counterspell against a cone of cold.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. That was pretty rad. Tess had a really cool moment where she commanded Malcolm to apologize for calling them pets. It was mostly inspired by Claudia being really mad about that same thing. Unfortunately / fortunately, he got ashed by a crit on the Vorpal Blade before Reverie. From Reverie before he could actually do so, but Reverie was like, "Oh, I like you," and they kind of winked at each other and flirted, and Tess made her eye go all changelingy. She also made her spiritual weapon look like Reverie's Vorpal Blade.
Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yeah, for Tess, it sure is.
That's true.
That is literally part of her character. Journey the Tabaxi ended up, we torpoured one of them, we ashed another one, and then Journey the little Tabaxi ended up surrendering and said that he was going to go to the Ashatari estate, and if he didn't arrive by tonight, unclear bad things would happen. Mac was apparently his sire. Let's see. Oh, the Triumph suit got messed up in the fight, and Artie fixed it with his crazy intelligence score, which was rad. Katja also picked him up to help with this. There was also a moment where like he was so into Katya that he kind of was like LOL nerds at Ori.
Yeah, he was trying to join
yeah,
Katya's,
like at Ori
making
and
fun of
Triumph,
the
and that was
nerds.
so sad.
He apologized to Ori after.
Yeah, he apologized, but it was like, oh, Artie. And
They're trying to fit in.
We seemed to impress Reverie pretty handily. She was like, that was delightfully well handled. So we really that was pretty good. We all got complimented there. Velen also got a big bag of flowers, and they talked about Dawes for a minute.
Feathers.
And like this was the first time that I, as a player, learned that Dawes was like not a very well known god. So that was interesting.
He was one of the Wanderers, which are their
Their big claim to fame happened like 100 years prior to the events of now.
Yeah.
So they're only like 100 years old.
Not all of them are even gods yet. There's a couple of them who are still alive and stick around.
Interesting.
Some of them came to prolificness quickly, others did not.
Some of them have much longer lifespans than others.
So what, just right after the gods came back, pretty much?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
As it turns out, some of them were in fact Dawes was the same day that the gods came back, because he was the first one to die.
Yep. He got banged by a meteor swarm.
He got a meteor to the face, and he was the first one down. Yeah.
That'll do it. This is fascinating, and I want to know more about this lore later.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But anyway,
you have to go on the SA mystery tour in Taka, the city of gods.
Yeah.
I've been on it twice.
We so our battle was a big success. We did a little bit more flirting, and then we ate ice cream, which was delicious. The ice cream is around the corner from the Ashtari's like big estate. Poor Reverie failed her blush really bad, and like vomited ash, and we talked a little bit about that. And then Reverie was sort of like, y'all are pretty chill around Kindred, and I appreciate it. And we were like, thanks. We are a ragtag bunch of scamps. And talked about how Liam, was our bartender and stuff. And essentially we kind of like came full circle. It was a really nice sort of like getting to know you session where we didn't really trust them very much at the beginning, and at the end, like Reverie, instead of sort of brushing off what we were here for, was actually asking us why we were here. And we talked a little bit about the Dougal's, but a little bit about like no, we weren't bullshitting about the seventh trellis. Like that's a big part of why we're here. And it seemed like they were both pretty invested. The crew was kind of invested in like the idea of the Edavanes and the Vedatori and protecting Claudia. So it seems like we've made some pretty good allies, which is rad. And we ended up with the door of the Ashtari kind of estate swinging open. We are not the only kind of petitioners that are going in, but that's where we ended up with. We're going in, and it seems like Reverie and the crew are kind of receding, and there we are.
You good, Echo?
What? What's wrong? What did I do?
He's laughing. I think
uncontrollably unmuted.
Frog unintentionally made him laugh, and he
perish.
He's losing his fucking mind. It was nothing you did.
I missed it. I was too busy reading my notes.
You were too busy doing your job.
Yeah.
Get it together, man.
No, it's fine. Laughter is great.
Perish.
It's the kind of laughter that if you like pointed out that he's doing it, he'll start laughing again.
It's got a good old face wipe in.
Excuse me.
Breathe deep.
You're muted still, Frog.
Oh, that's okay. I'm never saying anything important.
Except for you single-handedly murdered Echo with one word.
Not an important one, though.
Fuck.
You did it again. Okay, you might want to pause until you get your shit together.
Oh, my cheeks hurt.
No.
He's very cute when he does this.
He tried so hard.
He's just busted
so
the
good.
fuck up.
This is so good.
Oh my god. Got him right in the giggle dick.
Yeah, right in the giggle dick.
Right in the giggle dick.
Okay, so you guys just
Great
had
job,
this
Emily.
conversation with. Yeah, you're outside the Etcheteria estate. You've earned a point of inspiration. Nice recap.
Yay.
The gates are open, and Reverie and her crew are off to go to bed. So,
Oh.
Like 6 p.m.
Without us, alas.
yes.
Oh, will we see you
Oh,
again?
well,
Yes.
I think she was asking in character, Echo.
Oh, sorry. I'm.
Take a minute. You're okay.
Yeah, you can
You
take a
got
minute.
this. Get it out. Just get it out now.
I love all of you.
Serious face.
Perish.
I'm a very nurturing frog.
Now Gooch is laughing.
I'm just laughing at him laughing.
It's really hard not to. He's very adorable when he does this.
All right, I have recovered
hmm
mostly.
Ori asked if we're gonna see them again.
Reverie would look at you and reply, "Well, of course. Whatever business it is with Lord Kynan, I'm going to be here constantly. So if you're spending more than just one night here in Malikor, then yes,
Do you live here?
I do. We stay in the..." And she points into the estate, and she is pointing to one of the structures, and she says, "We stay there. So if you need to find us, please wait until we've had some rest. But you can find us there."
Of course.
All three of you?
Sweet dreams.
Hey, are you gonna introduce us at least?
Oh, Lila will be doing that.
Okay.
You can see she's on
Can
the
you intro-
approach now.
Yeah, can you introduce us to her at least?
Well,
Of all, you seem so self-sufficient.
He's
Master
actually
Arthur.
very shy.
I'm not shy. I just, we're friends now. I thought you put in a good word for us so that they know we're cool. Question mark.
She blinks a couple times, looking at the rest of you.
don't put yourself out, Sheriff. We're all right.
Okay.
Good night.
We
And
wouldn't
she-
want to keep them from their sleep, Artie.
Rest well.
It's the sort of thing that when it calls, we must answer, or things become dicey. Good night. And
Rest well.
the three of them, well, Katja and Triumph seem to leave in dedication. Katja kind of hangs around and says, "It's not such a big deal for me, but whatever. Good night." And she kind of strolls off after him. And what you see is this. As the gates are open, this is the Achatari compound.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It is
That's
a
pretty.
beautiful section of the city that is kind of cut away just for the royal family. Royal being perhaps the wrong word. Elected family, but there's never been another election. I don't know.
The preeminent
She's a-
family.
There it is.
She's a Putin.
I was literally thinking the same thing. A la Putin rules.
Less Russian.
Yeah.
Even though it's in Nosvedanya. I didn't make that. Anyway,
All
as
adding up.
you're looking out the gates, you're kind of waiting there for a moment when you see a woman approaching and you recognize her from the Bankers Guild. It's the same woman that you first spoke to, who summoned the sheriff in the first place, Lila Achatari. As she approaches, she kind of tips her head and says, "Hello again.
Good evening.
I understand you are hoping to have an audience with Lord Kaiman Achatari.
Yes, please.
I am pleased to offer my services. I am his daughter, Lila.
It's an honor to meet you.
Claudia, slowly raises her hand.
Yes.
Oh, you said your last name is Achatari,
So it is.
and so is the sheriff?
It's an adoptive name.
Oh,
Hmm.
He is not my birth father. It is a choice.
so is he a tiefling?
What?
Wait, so you're not all related?
Correct.
Okay, sorry.
I'm not a tiefling either. And
I
she
know
like is
that,
like
that's why I'm
checking her hair
confused.
for horns.
I was confused because you said Achatari and the sheriff. Okay.
On a lighter note, I really like your necklace.
What?
She raises an eyebrow, but she says, "Thank you."
Mm-hmm.
Did
Goes
you just
very well with your
manifest
hair.
necklace?
No, I'm looking at the picture.
Yes,
Oh,
she
shit.
is wearing a necklace.
Oh. I thought you were just manifesting that.
Nope,
God.
there
No.
is
No,
one.
the picture is
Oh,
very
it is
clear.
nice.
I see it. I see
A
it.
very beautiful necklace. Yeah.
And
I'm
it
on the
just
right
kinda-
page now.
It kind of goes with your whole aesthetic and the colors. I really like it. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Please,
I
may
was going to say
know-
something pithy about the family that you choose, but well, you see mine, so let's just move on.
You've already saved yourself the scathing remark, so well done. Can I have introductions? Who am I announcing?
My name is Velen Arte, and we are the Wildhearts from Endsmeet. And she shows the token again,
I
as
recall.
long as she's.
Yes.
I know you know, but it seems like it's part of the whole.
It does
presentation.
make things easier. Yes. And she looks to you, Tess. And you are?
I'm. I forgot that Tess shape changed into her like male elf self. So she'll shape change back into human Tess.
Oh.
She'll say she'll kind of meet Cal's eyes for a second, and she'll say, "I'm Tessellation. Turnbuckle."
A pleasure. It's so rare we see your kind so open.
It was rare where I'm from too.
And then she turns to you, Claudia. And she says, that was very squeaky. She says, I have received a report that you are concerned there might be some kindred of nefarious means after you.
I don't want to make a fuss.
Venatori kindred are a threat, and so we need to know
Yeah.
about them. Would you be willing to answer some questions about them later?
Do I have to do it alone?
No. Anyone you feel comfortable speaking in front of?
Okay.
Tess put a hand on your shoulder.
I'm Claudia, by the way.
A pleasure. She turns to the remainders, and Cal says, Cal Crook. I'm harmless.
I don't think that's true.
Well, you say that. That's... All right.
Artie Gutter Snipe at your service.
Oh, yeah.
He puts a hand up.
What
Mhm.
services do you offer?
What services do you need? I can fix things. I can make things. I can make things blow up.
None of the above at the moment, but I will keep that in
Okay.
mind. And
Hello, I'm Oriel Leftenza. I'm not actually from Endsmeet. I'm just kind of hanging around with this lot.
oh, same, Cal says as well. Good to know. All right. Why don't all of you follow me into the foyer where we can see just how busy my lord is. Does anybody hang around or look around or dawdle, or do you all follow after Lila as she...
Tess is following, but she's also definitely looking around.
Roll
I'm sniffing.
Roll perception and advantage.
Velen is being pretty well behaved right now.
Natural
I'm astounded.
20.
That's why I felt like I should make a note that it was happening.
Okay.
It's almost like there's a part of her that knows sort of reflexively how one behaves when seeking an audience with a noble house, and she is trying to do that, as opposed to being Velen normal.
Okay. Good to
Artie's
know.
walking close behind and staring at her butt.
Velen?
He's still on. No, the Lila.
Oh, I was like, well, you said her. And you... Okay.
He's still all hyped up from gotcha.
Well, he could see Velen's butt anytime. This is a new butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, new
This
butt.
is a new exotic butt.
Roll investigation, I guess.
Investigate that ass.
Are you rolling to investigate butt? Amazing.
Hey.
I rolled a natural 20 for 25
I
on
know.
my sniff.
I got you. Hold on.
Okay, well, there were a lot of talk about butts going on.
Nice. That's what you smell.
I'm cursed with this nose.
Tess, you're looking around. As
Yes.
all of you are moving forwards, you see that there are a number of people out in this compound. Some of them look like guards, but many of them don't. Many of them look like upper crust, well-dressed individuals that are... Maybe they're going from one building to the next, or maybe they're just out for a stroll, but none of them seem to be in any real hurry. With a 23 in perception, you do notice that a few of them, there's a flash of red in their eyes as light glints off of them. But for the most part, their eye color does not look unnatural. It's as though maybe you're catching glimpses of the blush with a 23.
Okay, good to know.
It's also not on everyone. With a 25 on your smell check, Claudia, it is winter. The air is crisp, and you can smell it smells very fresh. Coming from the south, you catch the smell of stables and horses coming in. But above all that, around here in this compound, you smell incense, and a lot of it. It smells mildly burnt, with the hints of smoke, but mostly of the spices and what may be cedar and oak wood that the incense is made of. It's pleasant. It smells good. Unfortunately, underneath all of that, there is the smell of burnt blood.
Blood.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a smell that she's very familiar with.
At this point, it seems to be in most places. Although it is subtle and outdoors here, it's not nearly as oppressive as it could be, you imagine.
Yes.
Artie, with whatever investigation you roll, you see that Lila has a nice butt.
A butt.
It's she has a pretty good dexterity score, so her tuchus is round.
Nice.
Important things.
Mm-hmm.
I
I roll a
appreciate
minimum
that
of
you
20.
brung the Yiddish there.
Focus.
I come from people.
You sure do.
Couldn't be me.
No, I don't think it could. I only just met you
no.
not too long ago. All right, as you all make your way into the compound up toward the main building, you do see, with the high perception rolls, Reverie, Triumph, and Kacha make their way into another building that has a symbol over the door.
What's it look like?
What that symbol
It
do?
looks like a tooth with a single droplet falling from it. Anybody
Little thingy.
who
Roll
wants to
religion on that, please.
can roll religion, yeah.
It's a little on the nose, don't you think?
Night? Does this look familiar to me?
No, maybe.
Okay.
Roll, roll history.
Raised by vampires.
I
Roll
rolled terribly.
history. Ori! That's a symbol of Nyx.
Ooh.
Tess, Claudia, neither of you know what the symbol is, but Ori, that is a symbol of Nyx. Not well known, but thought to be the first vampire and goddess of vampires.
That right there is the symbol of Nyx. Not well known, but she was thought to be the very first vampire.
Was that the house they pointed out as the one they live in?
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
As they head there, and as you head in here, let me... pull up the
Bye.
foyer.
I'm not the only one getting an intense key tapping ASMR, am I?
No,
Nah.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
that's
Emily's
here.
notes.
That's my notes.
Emily's heavily note taking.
Hell yeah.
It's the sound of studiousness.
The foyer to the Atatari Palace is long and broad. You see that as you've entered the doors, there are mosaic mural windows that line the hallways in both directions, and they are clear enough that it allows light in, but they seem opaque enough that the sunlight does not actually manage to get all the way into the building, and so it kind of creates this scattered luminous effect where the building is darker than you'd expect it to be, but it's comfortable. It doesn't feel imposing. And as you are entering, you see Lila suddenly hold up her hand, and she stops, and it's clear that she might be maybe casting a spell or doing something mentally.
Counterspell. No, I'm just kidding.
Just to be a bitch.
I'm trying to announce you. After the moment passes, Lila nods and smiles, and she turns to you all, and she says, Lord Kynan is in his study. Will you please all follow me? Does anybody hesitate?
Following
No,
close behind.
I'm sure there's like a moment's hesitation from Claudia, but she'll probably
Tessa-
grab Tessa's hand and just follow after.
Okay. If anybody wants to slip away or do something sneaky or anything like that.
Please no.
No.
Okay.
Not right now,
Not-
guys.
Not this time.
All I'm saying is this is not a railroad, and if any of you want to go do things, you can.
We are all, I think, sufficiently
We've already
intimidated by the
completely
surroundings.
botched. A different town. We're not gonna botch this one.
Fair enough. You enter the study, or rather, you enter the hallway next to the study where the door is shut, and Lila taps on the wall 3 times. Come in. As the door opens, Lila enters, and she introduces you all. My lord, this is Velen Tessellation, Claudia Cow, Ori, and Artie, hailing from Endsmeet, and they have business here. You see, behind the door, or behind the desk, is a black-haired man with a well-trimmed beard, who kind of looks at you all with a studious look, and then his face splits into a smile, and he says, Welcome. I admit, you may have caught me at, just freshly waking up. I am pleased to welcome you to Malikor, my hometown. What is
Thank you for your hospitality.
You are quite welcome. Do any of you require a drink, or perhaps sustenance?
How?
We
We just had
had
ice
some
cream.
Very
Yeah,
excellent.
we appreciate the offer, though.
Yeah, your sheriff is very kind.
She certainly does her best. Very well. Why not you all have a seat and we can discuss your purpose of being here?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Lila nods and she kind of steps out of the room. The room is full of books. It looks more like somebody's personal library than a study. The desk is small, smaller than you might have expected for some sort of, position of power. And the man himself is seated as he sits back down. He sits down in what looks like a rocking chair. And as he looks to you all, he kind of gestures. And around you, you notice that there are overstuffed chairs and a couch on the far side of the room. It looks like a welcoming place to sit. As Lila leaves, she leaves the door open. How all do you respond to the situation? And I'm really curious, Artie, in a place of clear nobility, how does Artie feel right now?
I'm very torn between 2 things I want to do.
I think we should work this out logically.
I would just like to
Begin.
say Tess is standing in between Artie and Claudia, and it's like it's clear from her body language, like She's like trying to like keep an eye on both.
She
of
only
them.
has 2 eyes.
She only has 2 eyes.
Sir, I'm gonna be very honest with you.
Oh no.
This whole talking diplomatic thing is not really my forte, so I'm gonna kind of check out mentally. Do you have any good books on on any kind of like machinery, making things, magical items I could read for the meantime? If not, don't worry, I'll just go sit in that big comfy chair.
Um,
At least she's honest.
it is. I am pleased you find honesty so easy to come by.
Mhm.
I am certain we might have something.
You don't have to get up or anything if you don't mind. Like, if I could just skim through a few
Go through your
books and
books.
see if there's anything over there. You seem like somebody who would have some good books to read. It's quite a collection.
I might, yes.
So I'm cool to
you
check
are,
out.
You are free to peruse.
Appreciate you.
Man, bring me
Okay,
one.
I don't know what I expected.
It does seem
Artie.
really
What
nice.
are your surface thoughts at the moment?
So Artie's surface thoughts at the moment is like,
This place is so bougie. And,
Oh no.
for vampires, they sure are nice.
Okay.
That whole book I read on the whole shadow government of this, it's not what I expected. Reverie is such a nice person. And gotcha. Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
God.
Instantly stops. He's like, no, I'm good.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Appreciate
Detected
ya.
enough thoughts for today.
and then I'll go over to the bookcase.
You see it is filled with a variety. Many of them are very dense reads. The sort of historical fictions that are almost like literature that you'd expect to be in an educational office, those sorts of things. But there are definitely some things that Artie might find interesting. Treatises
Any
as to,
A&A books or anything like that.
nothing specifically by the A&A, but you do find a number of tomes. The craftwork and legacies of witch hunters.
Yep.
I imagine.
Mhm.
The rest of you, as Lord Kynan kind of bemusedly watches as Artie begins to shuffle through the books, he turns back and says, "Right, so it's a curious one has been settled too.
It does happen that the rest of us may not be here simply to make use of your lending library.
Oh, these are my personal books. This is not the library.
I know. I apologize for my friend.
For the
this-
moment, I am amused. It's no concern.
There is a treaty about Shadowstead
Hmm.
from some time ago, and Velen will pull out the ring that she's been given. And she's sitting down because she was invited to, and she's trying not to be rude, but she does sort of lean forward and slide it onto the desk. And she says, "The grant that was given is being abused. All is not as it should be."
Do you convey that Lord Torek Dougal is no longer Lord of Shadowstead?
Well,
For this is the ring I provided to him as symbol of his nobility.
he is beneath Shadowstead. He is a revenant, bound to unlife in a strange pact with his brother, who has some purpose with a corrupt cult.
Lokir is involved in the cult part.
Yes, the Temple of Ana in the town has been reconsecrated to Lokir and is host to the driving purpose of wicked men who are servants of envy
I was under the impression that Lokir was not the sort of deity that would be taking up a public temple in the city.
It is not exactly what I would call a public temple. There, it is wreathed in illusions and falsity. You can't even go inside unless you walk through the illusion.
That is more akin to what I'd expect to a god.
And you find inside that it is. Well, the chapel is empty. The catacombs beneath are crawling with Lokir's servants and with undead, some of whom are the undead servitors of Lord MacDougall, but others are simply crawling things without purpose.
This undead, are they created of the pact? Or is this something else?
I don't believe they were created of the pact. I think it is something else. I do not believe that he became a revenant of anything like his own will.
No
he
one
said his
becomes
brother
a
was.
revenant of their own will, typically.
But there were no divinities at the time that this occurred. Very strange. I am not exactly a student of these things, but from what I understand, it is very strange.
Google said that his brother gave him something. And that's the last thing he remembers.
Then
But
his
he gave me
brother
this-
has broken the contract.
And he gave us this ring to bring to you to sue for some aid in remedying the situation, because he did not believe that you would stand for the injustice or the abuse of your treaty.
Indeed. Torek Dougal served my family for several hundred years. Prolonging his life as a, ghoul. I shall have to see this tended to. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. That clearly was not your only purpose for visiting me here.
I have a divine mission in Shadowstead. The temple is a blight, and my faith demands it must be destroyed.
I see.
So if I can be of service in ridding this land of the problem, I would hope to join forces with you, sir.
Well, perhaps something of this sort can be arranged. I happen to have a bit of a thorn in my side. I must see it taken to. Perhaps, if the five of you are not so busy, you might help me with this, and then we can work together to solve this bigger problem, yes?
Yes.
And then Cal speaks up, and he says, I hope it's not too... Well, I need to speak with the Seventh Trellis. And I heard that you might be the one to talk to about it. At least, that's what Reverie was saying. Ah. Yes.
Not to hire anyone. The opposite of that, actually.
Oh. You wish to cancel a...
To unhire them, so to speak.
Yeah, it's important. Reverie
Well-
told us that they weren't super active in the city because of the guild, but
They are not welcome to perform business here in Malikor. They are not in a... They are not a sanctioned guild. They once were, but then they preferred not to pay their fees. So they
Makes sense.
left, though not entirely of their own accord. I can reach out to them if you need to speak with an official. And Cal says, "Yeah." we need to give them something to get their names off a contract. And if you could help with that, that would be fantastic. Then I know how we can help each other. So there is a matter of delicacy I require the aid of non-kindred for. And such as it means, you all have arrived willing to provide service, yes?
Yes.
I think so.
Oh, we're very good at delicacy.
Velen is thinking delicacy. Ugh.
And then boom.
But
You all have met my sheriff, yes?
Yes.
yes, we were impressed.
Very
She's
skilled.
lovely.
Yes. However, when it comes to handling things lightly, her crew is not the best. And this is not a problem for the most part. A level of fear can be very effective in keeping order within a city. However, in this case, I shall just come out with it. Baron Nork. The Northwest District's answer to Baron Noak, and he is, well, they were tasked with, I feel like I need to step back. Do any of you know what the Book of Nod is?
Do any of us know that?
Do we know that?
Can we make a roll about it?
Claudia
We
can
do.
roll a history check with advantage. The rest of you can roll Arcana.
Would this be something that already knows? I have a super high Arcana and don't want to roll.
Natural
it.
20.
You could have heard of it,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay.
The 27 from Velen.
A million.
I was looking
I
forward
do
to being
need
the only one.
actual number here. Alright,
34.
18.
Artie, you know exactly what the Book of Nod is. It's thought to be the vampire's Bible.
The Bible.
It was the book written to explain the parameters of kindred. That's all it is. It's thought to be a book of power, of magical power, and if
It's the rule book.
yeah.
The rules.
Those of you with less than a 34, which is everyone, you understand that vaguely. You've heard that it's just the vampire rulebook, basically. It's kind of the sort of book that is like brought up in monster stories told to children.
Like the Necronomicon.
Yeah, exactly. Except to those who actually know, like with an Arcana above a 15, it's not actually an evil book. It just is a book that describes what kindred can and cannot do. The Book of Nod, it is passed between districts over time. This particular time it was in the hands of Baron Noak. And Baron Noak is the best at raising new kindred, explaining to them how we function as times vampires, and how the rules go. And so, the Book of Nod was in his control, and it has been lost. Or taken. I am not sure how. Sheriff Reverie has attempted to learn, and they mostly were just afraid they would take off their heads. So, perhaps a gentler hand might be of service?
Do you suspect an inside job?
What I suspect is Baron Noak has poor memory, and it is likely given to the wrong person and misplaced.
I see.
Do not suspect malice, simply incompetence. But if you come to the bottom of this issue, learn where the Book of Nod has been misplaced, I would be grateful to learn. And if you get it back, I would be pleased to offer you a bonus. Payment in addition to my aid.
We will certainly do our utmost to locate the book.
I am confident that all of you will be more successful than my own efforts.
Are we allowed to name drop you? Or is this, discretion?
I'm sorry. Could you explain?
Oh.
I am unfamiliar.
Yeah, so we're newer in town. If we just go up to this family and start asking around, they might not pay us any mind or kind of shoo us away or cause unwanted problems. Are we allowed to say we're on business for you, or do you want us like secret, covert mission?
I will leave that up to your discretion.
Nice. Nice. And I go back to my book.
I will request no bloodshed. At least
Very
not
doable.
with Baron Noak and his people.
It shouldn't require bloodshed to ask questions.
Exactly.
Shouldn't, but
It shouldn't.
It won't.
We'll do our best.
Ori,
Oh.
what's going through your head right now?
Oh, he's probing.
Are you asking for her surface thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what was I just having Ori think about?
Playing piano.
I was thinking about it in my head, and then you asked me, and my head went blank. She is thinking about, of course, probably the amulet, the thing she carries. It seems like a blood vial, a blood well vial, because blood, kindred, bloodshed.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Claudia, what are your surface thoughts at the moment?
Oh, I think for the bulk of this conversation, Claudia has kind of like muscle memory has kept her eyes on her feet and her shoulders close to the chest. And I think there's probably just, as the conversation kind of continues without much of her involvement because she's not the talker in this group, and this isn't like the reason they're there isn't so much for her. Her mind has kind of drifted, and there's probably just like intermittent flashes of memories that may come up when in the presence of vampires. And then it's jerked back to the moment when someone says something that like piques your interest, and then she kind of slips back in. So it's like one, you can't quite help yourself from disassociating.
All right. What's Tess thinking about?
Tess is worried about Claudia. She sees the change in her, and like she has that high passive perception, so she's kind of got half an eye on Claudia, and is like kind of already is like half in her vision. But I think that like if she's thinking about like and she's also like paying attention to the conversation, but I think the kind of overarching thought in her head is actually not the seventh trellis. She's actually thinking about Sanathoth, and like is kind of worried like she's trying to like put all this kind of together in her head, and she's worried about like how all of this kind of like fits together, because there's this nagging feeling that there's something that she's not getting that is related to the rest of.
Okay. And Velen.
Oh, Artie is talking about being discreet. I'm going to stand here with this expression on my face that does not say that I'm concerned about this at all. Everything is fine. Everything is great. We're definitely not going to kill anyone or awkwardly announce ourselves as we're on a mission from this person. Oh, God. Okay. This is great. Everything's great.
Okay.
That's where Velen's at.
Ori.
This is a very competent bunch.
Yes?
Kynan's gonna pry a little deeper.
You motherfucker.
I need a wisdom save.
It's not against being charmed. Damn it. Okay.
It is not. It is detect thoughts.
Ooh, that's a 23.
Dang.
That's almost enough.
Oh shit!
Oh, this guy is the best.
Oh no.
Yeah.
If we had Seeker, you would have had a plus like 4
Mhm.
or 5.
The DC was 25.
Oh my
Damn.
god.
Damn.
Ancient vampire.
I would have had to have a natural 20.
Uh,
Oh, okay. Deeper.
So,
Is he looking for something in particular?
when you thought about the vial, the blood
Uh-huh.
vial,
Mm-hmm.
and kindred, and those thoughts, he pushes on that. You're not aware that he's delving into your thoughts.
I'm just ruminating.
Sure. But
Mm-hmm.
as he's detecting thoughts, it goes into your memories a little. What does he see about this blood well vial?
Oh. He sees mostly her thoughts whenever she is thinking about it are generally are pulled back to just like her remembering taking it off of the corpse of her friend and tucking it away. She's like, okay, well, so and so died. I guess I have to take this now. She's taking it off of somebody's body. And she doesn't really want it, but she
How are
feels
you
like she has to
feeling when
take
you do
it.
that?
And she feels dreadful.
Grief, hate, anger?
A little bit of all of the above. She's angry, I think, without even being like fully aware of it, at being sent on this mission to get this terrible thing.
Okay. Okay. Then, after the last sentence is said, Lord Kynan looks to all of you and he says, I should mention, as I am fairly certain it is all of your first time in my city, Baron Noak is not likely to be available for at least a few more hours. So, if you need some rest, or perhaps dinner, I am sure we can recommend many places where you can find some food or refreshment.
Would you say you know this city very well? Like, better than most?
I made it.
Okay. I got a really good question for you then.
Oh no.
Nobody has been able to help me out with this.
Oh my
You
god.
see, I'm a small guy, right?
Oh god.
And I like to multitask, but like, there's a lot of walking around in this city. Is there anybody in this city, if you had to guess, that would sell a frog big enough that I can ride?
You are looking for an exotic mount.
Yes, exactly.
Does it have to be a frog?
No, just something that I can ride, preferably not a donkey.
Or
Okay.
horse.
Or a pony, or like a little mini horse. I don't
This is-
know. Is this not the right person? I mean, he knows all the stuff, and he made
He
the town.
definitely knows everything about the city. That is true.
Who better to ask?
You may be able to find an exotic animals trader.
Oh god.
It's the collective embarrassment of the Wildhearts is very funny to me.
North,
All of our surface thoughts the same.
north of the
Fucking
north
Artie.
gate.
Artie, why? Artie, why are you doing this?
In the Seven Hills district, you shall find all sorts of exotic traders. I am certain one of them might have a creature that you could use.
How could you
Nice.
find
Thank
a
you very
frog
much.
so that I can feed him to it?
I am certain they will not have a frog.
Okay, yeah, I mean, my mind's not set on a frog. I was just kind of envisioning it. But I really appreciate your help.
Your imagination sparks curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate your generosity.
Of course.
Patience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both those.
When you have lived as long as I have, patience is easy to come by. I believe
All right.
that is everything.
For now, we have a service to begin.
I look forward to your report. If you need I will have Sheriff Reverie look for you near Noak's district. She can guide you throughout it, but I emphasize she and her crew are not to enter the Noak's manor.
Understood.
Is this something
We
you're
can let
looking
them
for
rest
to do
anyway.
tomorrow? Yeah. If there could be I believe that they're asleep now. Are we also
Yes.
are we meant to rest the whole night too, and pick this up tomorrow? Or are you sending us tonight?
This is in your own time.
I think he just meant they're not quite as early risers as he is.
Yes, I am awake right now to handle the purposes of my people. Most, if not all, kindred in the city will be asleep right now. And will be for another 6 hours at least. So, maybe
Plenty of time for us.
go enjoy the city, find some food, waste some time. Don't do anything too stupid.
Find an exotic pet.
I suppose.
It's like, I made a mistake.
No, that was me. I made the mistake. Let's thank
Enjoy
you for
your morning.
time. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we
Off you
will.
go.
see you in
Lila
August.
will see you out. And as
I do put the book away.
he
Just wanna
clocks
check
that,
there.
and he just kind of smiles at you softly and says, "Thank you. I would hate to have to chase you down."
I know. I got little legs, but I'm fast.
Mm,
And I kind of give him a little joking smile.
I'm sure you are.
Mm.
Off you go. And as
Get out of my office.
he's literally, as he's dismissed you all several times,
Please,
you
please.
see at the door, Lila is waiting for you.
Tess will put her hand on Artie's shoulder and kind of gently
go,
steer
yeah.
him toward the door.
Off we go. Out
In a
into the
quiet
world.
voice, as soon as we get towards the door, I'm gonna say,
Yes, I know. I'm not supposed to, talk him when we're doing the diplomatic. I think I did good there. So.
You did
I got
great.
some
You did-
information.
I'm really proud of you. You did great.
As you hear a match light as Lord Ashatari is lighting a cigar, and you hear, "You did just fine."
Nice. They've got good hearing.
They're so
Yeah.
welcoming here.
That's good hearing.
As all of you are leaving, whether you liked it or not, Lila steps aside so you can leave the study. And as you're back out in the foyer, she says, "Well, I hope that was exactly what you needed."
Was
Yes, very illuminating.
Excellent to hear. Let me escort you out. The palace can be quite circuitous if you get lost. And as you all are guided out of the Achatari foyer and out to the Achatari compound, hold on, I need to get my maps in order here.
it's okay. I'm
Your
gonna talk
maps in a row.
while you're doing that.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna just talk in character
Okay.
while you're doing that.
I really like that guy. He was really nice. I want to make him something as just a show of generosity. What do you get somebody who's probably thousands of years old and has all the money in the world and built a whole city that they don't already have?
Comfortable
Something that's
slippers.
never been made before.
Comfortable slippers. That's a good idea. But something I can make.
My father
can't make-
prefers things that are unique to your person, if you wish to provide him a gift. Something one of a
Okay.
kind from you.
I could do that.
Artie's good at that.
Yeah.
And he seems to like your imagination. Maybe a frog.
Yeah.
I was
A giant
thinking
frog.
that too, like maybe a little frog.
A
A
frog
little
that
mechanical
jumps.
frog.
A little frog that
Uh-huh.
jumps.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
work
that
on
would
that.
certainly cheer him on a dismal day.
Yeah, he'd look at it and be like, "Oh yeah, that guy."
Maybe that could shoot fire out of its mouth so that he
Maybe
can
not that.
so
Not
that
the
he can
fire.
light his
How about how about a
cigars.
frog? How
A
about
Oh,
a
man
you
little
mean
with a
like-
lighter.
fire lighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
But
a
it
big
hops
fur
around
lighter.
and-
All right.
You
could
lost
just
me
light
at
his cigar.
first, but you've turned it around.
Yeah.
He does that.
Mhm.
Oh,
Just gotta wait for the whole thing to come full circle.
yeah, that sounds right.
As you
I think you
reach,
should put a saddle on it, Artie.
as you
Oh,
reach
I
the
just
gates
pulled
of the
that.
Ashitari compound, Lila says, "And here is where I must leave you. If you like, I can arrange for you to have a guide throughout Malikor, or perhaps I'll see you tomorrow."
If the guide would know how to get to this
Cut out.
for us. If
You
the guide
stopped
would know how to
speaking
get
for
to
a
this exotic animal store. I think in the hills.
It's at the Seven Hills. We can
Hills,
figure it out.
7 Hills? Oh, okay.
I've done quite enough.
Northwest gate.
Never mind.
Very well. If you change your mind, by all means, you can find me here, or you can ring for me at the Bankers Guild. I'm usually in one of the two places, unless I get bored. But that's. I wish you all well.
Honestly, mood.
I mean,
Thank
I'm
you,
not-
dear.
And she bids you farewell and makes her way back towards the compound. And you find yourselves let loose in the city of Malikor.
It's like what, mid-morning?
No,
What time is it?
it's
What's
like
happening?
early evening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
'cause we spent all day
the sheriff's
hanging out,
crew
remembering.
does the night shift.
Quote unquote. Right.
Yeah.
Which is really the day shift.
Yes.
So it's like 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wow.
What do you do?
What do we want to do?
Mount
Find
for
a
Artie.
pet for Artie.
I mean,
I do think that we
guess.
want to start with Artie's mount because otherwise we'll never hear the end of it.
Also, there might be others shopping there too.
You never know when an iguana might come in handy.
Do you have an iguana?
I
A
didn't
big
think of that.
iguana.
A big
No,
one.
I don't
big
have
one.
one. But if we're gonna shop for exotic pets, we might as well look around.
Mhm. Let's do it.
Hmm.
Who knows how to get there?
Northwest would be this way.
The city is mostly laid out in a grid, so it is not hard to figure out which way is which. Many of the street signs have a little
I'm
N or S on it.
Nice.
As you make your way through the streets of Malikor, I'd like a D100.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Uh,
Do it. Yes.
84.
Oh, I see a
Okay.
Heim. He's gone.
84, huh?
Mhm.
Okay, hold on.
Random encounter.
Something to do. Something to do.
Something to kill.
As all of you are walking, can I get a D? Let me get a D6 from somebody.
I got it.
A
Are you
1.
laughing at the cat just flying across Emily's face?
Yeah.
Artie, you are on the left-hand side of the street when you guys are walking, and suddenly, as you're stepping
like
over a
bugged.
sewer grate, you hear, "Hey, hey, you little guy, hey."
Yeah. What's going on?
Peering up from the sewer
Oh,
grate, you
God.
see the bright green eyes of a kobold looking up through the grate at you. He says,
Are you Kobardi or are you Artie?
I'm Artie right now.
Okay, it's hard to keep track.
the kobold
he-
says,
What's going on?
You got any silver? I tell secrets for a
Yeah.
silver.
How many secrets you got?
How much silver you got?
I throw gold at him.
Oh, oh,
And secret.
How many? Let me take that out. How many secrets you got? 10?
10.
You know what? I'll do you one better. Just give me 9. Last one's on me. Maybe I'll
Tip.
tell you one.
Okay.
Now Echo has to think of 9 secrets.
I have a table.
Is Artie talking to a grate?
He is.
Great.
It's my friend down here.
Oh,
Tess is turned around. And wait,
Alright.
everyone, wait. Hang on. Artie,
Oh man, I
Hold
thought
up,
there was a thing over there. All right.
My new friend is down there. Just give me a minute.
what thing, Bellin? What'd you see?
Well, I thought there might be a ribbon shop.
Ooh.
I don't actually know that I need any ribbons, but it's a whole shop full of ribbons.
There is now. The kobold, you see, he's like, he takes the gold and he kind of bites it, and he says,
Mhm.
all right. There's a bronze dragon near Malikor. It pays an annual tithe. You can catch him
Okay.
every once in a while, flying
Have you
low.
ever caught him?
Have I caught? I've seen him.
Okay.
I seen
That's a
him.
good one. I seen it.
Not everybody knows about him.
Okay. That's a good secret. I'll tell you one. I have a green dragon that wants to kill me.
I
Called
can't.
the Verdant Nightmare.
I don't have. There's no change. I'm not giving you silver for that.
No. That was the one. I told you. One's on me.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your
Just
name?
a little Artie. Gutter snipe. Which is
okay,
appropriate.
okay.
Because you're in the gutter.
Great.
Awesome. All
Gutter
right.
speaker.
Artie
It's
Gutter
like it was
Snipe
meant to
has the
be.
verdant nightmare out to kill him.
Oh shit. No. Use a code name. Use Hardy. Butter knife. Hardy butter knife.
Hardy Butterknife
Nice.
has the verdant nightmare out to kill him.
Yep, spot on. Perfect.
All right.
The best alias I've ever heard.
It's like you hear scribbling as if he's writing it down. Okay. There's lots of dogs around Malikor. You'll find them at night.
Is that a secret?
What? I'm getting there. One of them's a polymorphed wizard.
Oh.
What a little freak.
I don't
Are you
think
kink
he's
shaming?
supposed to be.
Yeah, I am.
I think
He's
he's
an
stuck like that.
he's an
Ooh.
infiltrating.
No, he's He's bound.
Yeah.
We're
A
bound
bound
down.
wizard.
Any discernible features to him?
Did you just say Pound
It's
Town?
a dog.
No,
I don't
bound
know.
Okay.
hound.
It's
So
one
I'll
of
know
the
if it's
strays.
not. Gotcha.
There's
A
lots of
bound
strays around
hound
Malikor.
needs to go to Pound Town.
But you're
So if I
saying
see a dog,
that-
it's a wizard. Okay.
we need to go around trying to interrogate every dog we see.
You could do that. You could do
It
that.
has a little wizard's hat. That's how you tell.
Okay. That's two. That's two. You got 7
Yep.
more.
God. Why did you give him a gold, douche?
I go, you don't have to do 9 if you
There are
don't want.
catacombs hidden beneath the city. You can get into them through certain places if you find the right businesses. They're from when this city was hiding from Aurelian soldiers. And there's all sorts of lost weapons and artifacts down there.
Oh, that's a good one.
There's also
like
lots
that.
of scary shit. So,
That's actually worth 2. So, good job.
no, that was just one secret.
Oh, okay. I was trying to be nice.
Well, I'm a businessman in a grate.
Okay. Yep. I gotta respect the integrity of your deal. I gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, here's a big one, and it's current affairs. All right.
Mhm.
The Thieves Guild's leader was just killed last week. They haven't got the new one yet. So,
Ooh.
be careful. There might be a lot of thieves out trying to make a name for themselves.
Internet
That is a
and
good-
Trellis
Wiki's
is probably
trouble.
involved in that.
The who?
Nothing.
All right.
I think we're all just
Fellas.
around the grate now. Like, what is that?
Yeah, we're all just
We're
crouched
basically
around the
all
grate.
just,
Like this
hunkering
kobold
around
is, like,
Artie.
Putting his face up next to the grate and looking out, and it's, you know.
The webcomic
great.
panels about this are amazing.
If anybody, like any passersby, sees like 5 people circling a grate, Claudia will look at them and say,
One of us dropped something.
I lost my keys.
I'm talking about Cobalt.
Stop it.
All right. I know you know this, but there's a lot of rats in Malikor.
Uh-huh.
But none of them are real. They're all
Oh, no.
rare rats.
I fucking knew it.
birds
What about
aren't
the
real.
birds?
They gather in taverns during the day, and at night they run around scampering like rats. Because they're were rats.
So there's no non-were rat.
They're all were-rats.
Okay.
Well, maybe
That's a
not
good one.
all of them, but most of them. I'm
I
sure there
write
might
that one down.
actually be a real rat somewhere. I haven't seen him.
I do write that one down.
Okay.
How do you tell the difference between a were-rat and a rat-rat?
I don't know.
If it's out during the day, it's a rat.
Okay. You see he's like shifting through the papers. Here's one. Baron Astor's coming to town. You heard of him? He's a real piece of shit.
That's Claudia.
Roll a history check.
Real piece of shit. Okay, good.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. That's what you hear. Baron Astor's coming to town.
Wait, is he a hottie?
Yeah.
Claudia does know the hotties. We talked
Do you
about
get
this.
advantage? Oh wow.
Well, then, yeah, you know who this is. A real
Oh, well then
asshole.
all the color leaves Claudia's face.
Not for, wait, this I can't read. Maybe
That's
a
an
couple
est.
weeks, I think. I can't,
Yeah.
I didn't write it very well. Sorry,
I hate it when I can't read my own handwriting. The
Yeah,
worst.
damn sewers are
that-
terrible for note taking.
they really
That's
are.
plural. You're right. That's plural. That's an S at the end.
We don't have to spend another forever.
No,
on this
you're
guy
good.
if you don't want. Okay.
This-
I
mean, I love him.
You learn a few other
It was
rumors.
very-
We never asked what
good.
his name is. What is his name?
Fuck, he's a businessman. It's not about
Did
his
anybody
name.
ask him? I
The
didn't ask him.
businessman.
No one has asked.
I didn't ask him.
what his
Claudia
name is.
would.
What's your
It's a
name?
secret.
Oh,
Pay him.
great.
Nice.
Oh, great.
That's great.
He's-
You're great in a great.
He's
Yeah.
Ken Bold, and his job is great.
No, he's just great.
Never mind.
Nice to meet you, great.
Yeah, I'm off. Good luck, everyone. And you just hear
Uh-huh.
bloom as he drops
Ew.
away from the grate, and you hear as he splishes away. Through
I'm glad that's not my
the
life.
sewer pipe.
You know, people in this town are so nice.
Oh no. Arnie's found his new dream home. Everybody's nice and weird.
The nicest
Then
people.
there's like a moment later, as all of you are still huddled around this grate, when a nearby guard says, hello there. You all dropped something in the sewer.
Got it. Found my keys.
Nah, it's
Let's go.
just great.
Oh, him. As you were.
Oh,
and he just walks off.
Oh.
Great is a
I love
well-known rumor mill.
I love him so much.
Great is great.
That's who you rolled. Great, the rumor kobold. Okay,
You're
The
welcome.
Robold.
Thank you for that many secrets I know.
you're welcome.
There's a few good gems in there.
There's also
I think they were all gems.
there's
Yeah, they were all gems.
There's-
Yeah,
Literally.
he's definitely the most reliable narrator that we've met so far.
great.
Yeah. He's more than good. He's great.
Yeah, I
He
definitely
is-
trust everything that he told us.
Why would he lie?
Yeah, well, I mean, I paid him.
Yeah, it's not like
Why?
he's gonna make money off of it.
Oh.
But he made
Yeah.
the money already. He just.
All right, so you
Nippin'
make your
apple.
way past the grate that you heard great at, and you make
To
your
the
way-
ribbon store.
Do you go to the ribbon store? It's full of
Fuck
ribbons.
yeah, if there's a ribbon store.
Sure.
We all get ribbons
It's
to
full
make
of
friendship
ribbons.
bracelets.
Yes, please assume that I buy a lot of ribbon.
Velvets and silks and linens and cottons and ribbons of all sorts of colors. You can buy any ribbon your heart desires.
Yeah, I'll buy some ribbon. Why not?
Okay, you can all spend money on ribbon, and then you move on.
I'm putting it in my inventory.
You
What
better.
does Tess do?
Look-
She's getting a yellow silk ribbon for Velen.
One gold.
For
Aw,
her hair.
velvet, velvet.
Gold?
1 gold for a
you
yellow
said
silk
silk.
ribbon.
Okay.
Damn.
If it's silk, it's a gold. If it's any lesser quality material, it's a silver.
Okay. And how? Oh, never mind.
If it's drier
colors do
silk,
you
it's
have?
2 gold.
Ooh.
Ooh, go all out, girl.
Does it come out of the drider's butt?
It does.
Yes.
Specifically
Oh.
the spinneret, though, not actually.
But
That's the
still.
same thing.
It's not,
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
especially since the shopkeeper is a drider, and she looks at you and says, "It's
Hold
not
up,
the-
let me
it's
get you
not
this.
the butt. It's not the
You
butt."
made this.
Sorry,
I
I didn't have biology class as a kid.
Butt ribbon.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna be allowed back, guys.
perish.
That's
I
right.
was like,
got
sorry
that.
about my
Perish.
French. I'm just gonna buy some more ribbon now.
So you found ribbon and you purchased it, and we're moving on to.
Yeah.
You go. Well, to the next place you're going. I don't know where that is. I know you're heading in the direction of the exotic
Yeah,
animal
exotic
trader.
We were looking for the exotic animal
We're going to the
trader
Seven Hills
in the
because it
Seven
sounded like
Hills.
commerce.
Yeah,
I would
so-
like to note
Hmm?
that Artie looks down at every grate now that he passes, just in case he finds another kobold.
Okay.
Just side note. Sorry.
Sure.
go.
I hope you have
It's
found
fine.
a friend.
You rolled it, and it happened to be a kobold in a grate. There's not always one.
Artie thinks there's gonna just always be kobolds in grates.
I think you would probably catch a movement under some of them, because there are a lot
Were-rats.
of kobolds and were-rats in the sewers, but they are not always trying to swap secrets with people on the street. Just great. So, you eventually make it to the exotic animals trader. I don't know why I didn't prepare a map or a scene for this. I really should have, because I knew he was going to try it, but I forgot. So,
Failure.
I am only human.
Imagination.
The exotic animals trader is an enormous silver dragonborn. You see that he is standing out in front of what looks like a large tent that is full of enormous cages. Some of them are not actually cages, and they're just pens. And you've noticed that all of the Seven Hills... Stop it. All of the Seven Hills district is much more open air than the rest of Malikor. It is on the approach from the north, which is where basically all imports come in, is from the north. Those of you who are familiar with the geography of the area know that kind of makes sense, because Port Rouge is up that way and not that far away. So, but those of you who don't, that's weird, everything's up here. So, this is where the exotic animals trader, and you see there are all sorts of creatures. What specifically are you looking for, Artie? Just a creature that can carry you, or something more specific than that?
So, what I'm looking for, I really, really don't want it to have hooves, because hooves scare me. I'm low to the ground, and they can be pretty painful. Preferably something that's relatively agile, not massive, because I look at me, I'm just fun size. Maybe something that could jump. I was thinking like a frog or a big lizard or something of that nature, but kind of at the mercy of what you got, you know.
Well, I don't have a whole lot of amphibians or reptiles, because, to be honest with you, they don't travel that well, and they require, a certain climate, otherwise they're really quite unhappy. Or they just sleep. So,
You got anything magical? Like, I used to have a magical dog that lived in a picture.
yeah. I'm an exotic
Nice.
animals trader.
Yeah. So
What sort of
preferably.
budget are we working with here?
Oh, see, now I know how this works. Because
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you how much money I have, and then you're gonna charge me a lot.
No, I have set prices. I just need to know what I can offer you.
Oh, I don't know, maybe 200 gold.
All right, Artie, I need you to roll me a D10.
Yes.
I have a table here of potential creatures.
Cool. All of them. 10.
10.
What you get? Is it a frog?
It's not a frog. Oh, it's just too... Okay. So, there are 3 options. The first one is a camel. The second one is and it looks like it's. How do I describe this? It looks like a creature that's straight from the Beastlands. It's an enormous weasel or ferret. It's some sort of marsupial that has a saddle.
That's the one.
Yeah,
The
that's
third,
it.
Hold on. The third is a creature you recognize, being from Ceres. It is a Sishan.
Oh shit.
I don't know what a Seashon is.
It is an 8-legged wolf.
What? How big is it?
Big.
Medium at the moment.
How big is the weasel? Is the weasel small or big? Or medium?
These are all options for you as a mount, so it is also medium.
Okay. Do any of these come in the magical form where I could just put it into a painting and then I can carry it like that? Or are they all living beings?
I'm sorry, what?
They're all living
Well,
creatures.
I just said that I had a dog that would go into my painting and it was magical, and you said, yeah, I got all those kind of things.
Okay.
So
You
he's
might be
at-
able to find a wizard that can make that a thing.
Okay.
Everyone looked
but-
at Ori.
These
I
are
look
just-
at Ori.
These are as they come.
Okay. How much for the weasel?
How much for I
Echo,
didn't think about cost.
Are you gonna
yeah?
drop the Sishan art though?
Oh, I probably should.
Do you? I mean,
Yeah,
the
let's
weasel's
see.
so cool, but if
He got
that
it.
Seashon
He
looks
got
dope.
the Sishan commission. That looks amazing.
Nice.
Hold on.
I'm sorry for you all having to bear with me on this.
That's
very
great.
happy
I
to get it.
can't wait for Claudia to see you abuse an animal. It's gonna go great.
What? He's not gonna abuse it. He just wants to put it into a painting.
I hope you don't do that.
No.
Abuse it. I mean,
No.
all right.
Artie likes animals, just not ones that can kick him in the face.
All animals can kick you in the face if they're determined enough.
That much is true.
Probably.
Okay. Hold on a minute.
Sal might
Yeah.
get kicked in the face by her animal as we speak.
Yeah, Sif is definitely gonna kick me in the face if I keep bothering her.
That's why
She's
Emily
so
turned off camera, because she's probably getting attacked right now.
Honestly, true. Also, I have not eaten anything, and I'm eating off camera.
Oh, you're good.
that is
My favorite is just watching the cat
The
come
cat
in.
just bap.
Assassin.
It's my fault for not feeding him dinner on time.
makes sense. All right.
You're just conditioned to believe it's your fault.
Oh, I thought that was the Seashon for a second.
No, I have to redig it up because it has been lost
that's a
in the
smurg.
depths of my computer.
Oh.
One moment, please.
Mhm.
Whilst okay, found the fucking thing. Okay, I will link it in Discord.
Mm.
If it will let me. Paste.
Oh, that's terrifying.
He's
Alright,
just
just
his little short hands.
It's just a little puppy.
it is so terrifying.
It
Artie's
looks-
not gonna like that.
It's a
I
wolf
like it.
with.
I like
8
it.
legs. You know it from Ceres, as they are common in the deserts of Ceres.
Puppy.
Oh,
He just wants a hug.
No, I've been chased by one of those before. No, thank you.
Okay.
Claudia is just enthralled by the Sishan.
The massive ferret is going to be 225 gold,
That's not.
Okay.
and it is just a giant ferret.
I'll take it if you throw an amount for me, like a saddle.
It has one.
Perfect. I'll
I
take it.
described it as a giant ferret or weasel with a saddle.
He does.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm broke now, guys, but it's
What,
worth it.
what does it eat? What should we? Can we get feed for it? Also?
This sort of thing. It generally eats like oats and berries, but you can also feed it meat if you have any.
Oh goodness.
Honey.
Okay, that's perfect.
It
guys,
is
I am broke.
the giant ferret is dark brown in color with markings that are white, and it's like looking out of the bars at you curiously. And as you purchase it, you have the money for it, yes?
Yeah, I have 260 gold, 255 gold.
Okay,
So, I have
so
30
as
Oh
you-
my god.
As you purchase it, the Silver Dragonborn passes you a contract and says that you will take care of this creature, name it and treat it justly and such. And if you don't, it is free to leave whenever it wants to.
Of course.
Oh my
I would
God,
hope
of
it would
course.
leave if I was mean to it.
So you sign it?
Yeah.
As soon as you sign it, the contract vanishes into dust, and you hear in your mind, "So, you're my new owner then?"
Oh shit.
Oh shit, you talk. That's so cool. Yeah.
Of course
What's going
I
on, buddy?
speak to you. We are to be bound, are we not?
Yeah, not of course. What's
Alright. You let me
do you have a
out.
name?
Not yet.
Yeah,
You're
yeah, of
supposed
course.
to.
Come on.
You're supposed to do that.
No, I'm just wondering if you had a preference. You know, like I named myself. Well, I didn't really name myself. I didn't have a real name, but
I had a name before I signed my life away to this man, and now I don't have one, so...
It's really dark.
let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be my friend, or because if you don't, I can just kind of let you go free. You don't have to stay with me.
We'll see.
Okay. You just let me know if you want to go out on your own on the wild. I'm not gonna hold you free.
Well, you've
I mean,
signed
hold
the
you hostage.
paperwork, so I might as well at least see what sort of things you are up to.
Yeah, why not?
And the ferret just kind of waits patiently at the door of the cage.
Yeah. I open the cage.
Thank you. And he, like, very awkwardly, like, long noodle ferrets his way out of the door, sniffing all over everyone. And you hear in your mind, you smell like you smell interesting. What is this? And he's currently sniffing at Claudia's pockets.
Claudia,
Claudia, give him food.
she was already sticking her hands in her pockets to feed him whatever's in her
Please don't
pockets.
keep it from me. Whatever it is, please.
No, I love you. Here, eat it.
What do you give him?
A granola bar.
Does that exist?
It does now. Okay, so, like, as this ferret crunches down on the granola bar, you hear in your mind, oh, crunchy.
I
like
hear that?
this. No. I
Okay.
already hear this.
Okay. Okay.
You just hear...
I know. Claudia's just like, I love him.
Tess
He
He
pulls a
said
good
it's
berry,
crunchy and he likes it.
Look, it's a long noodle.
good berry out of her pocket.
Oh
Offers him a
boy.
good berry.
He excitedly smells the good berry. This is magic. This one's magical. Yes. I love this sort of thing.
Artie,
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of an expert at naming animals.
Oh no.
I'm gonna name him Sable.
Oh, okay. That's probably better than my idea.
What was your idea?
Crunchy.
Sable.
Crunchy? Sable,
Yeah,
what name do you like better, Sable or Crunchy?
Berry. Berry's delicious.
Barry?
You know
Okay.
berries?
Your new name is Barry.
He's fairy now. Fairy blue jeans.
It's actually short for good berry.
No. It's Barry.
cute.
B-A-R-R-Y.
Yeah, B-A-R-O-I, exactly, Barry.
Yeah, Barry. Anyway.
Barry, you're naming him Barry.
Yeah, that's what he said he wanted his name to be.
When you say he's just naming berries, berries, maybe more berries, and he is sniffing all over Tess's
Yes.
pockets.
Give him more berries.
Tess has a whole bunch. Tess is like, okay, go ahead.
Give Barry more berries.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I got
Berry
some.
more?
No, just Barry.
Here, buddy.
It excitedly eats berries, and you know a good berry is supposed to be able to feed you for like a whole day.
Oh, he's a big ferret.
After like 4 berries, he's like, oh.
Yeah, you're good. By the way, I don't actually need to ride you. You could just walk with me.
Okay,
He has a hat.
I perhaps have overdone it.
Yeah, no. Do you want? I don't know if this would work, but maybe you can like half sit in my bag of holding, and then I'll kind of hang out, and I can carry you.
The head sticking out.
Okay.
Okay. Does it
Tess
work?
also-
I open up my bag.
Scritch lunch, by the way, while she uses
He doesn't
berries.
understand what you mean.
Just okay. I want you to put your bottom half in the bag, and then kind of hang on to my shoulders.
The bag. What is this bag?
Yeah, just trust me. It's really big inside,
He like looks. All of you
and
watch
then you
as
won't
this
have to
ferret
walk.
peers into the bag, and it's like, oh, this is Doc. Whoop! The whole ferret just jumps into the bag.
You should tell him he can't breathe in there.
Barry, you gotta come out. I put my hand in and think about Barry, and kind of just look half hang on.
Like the head of the ferret is like the size of half of you. So suddenly the head out of the top of the bag, and he.
Yeah, no. There's no air in there. You can't. I mean, well, you have air for like 10 minutes, but like, I don't want you to suffocate, Barry.
All right.
You can just kind of peek out, and I can carry you.
The nose.
Can I? This is okay. This is
Yeah,
fine?
yeah, I'll carry you. You ate a lot.
All right.
Just one berry a day
He
usually
like
does it.
he like rests his head on the back of the bag, and there's like a ferret snout like pressing into the back of your neck, and you just
Aw.
That's
All
good,
right.
Barry.
Maybe
Take a
more
nap.
no,
I'll carry it. I'll carry it.
That's a
around.
good berry.
maybe no more than 2 good berries a day for Barry.
Yeah,
Huh?
I think that's his limit. I get him good regular berries. Cool.
When we've walked a bit away, so we're not standing right in front of anyone in particular,
okay.
kind of gonna look at Tess and at Cal, be like, so you're going to buy out a contract, basically, right?
That's the plan.
That's right.
Yes.
Aye.
Hmm. And are we just walking around with the funds to do that?
Oh, it's
On
not,
your
It's a
person?
bowl, and he like pops out the sphere that he showed you all this before.
Oh, right.
I don't really know what it does. But I know that
Maybe
it's something
Not around, maybe Thieves Guild.
Oh, right. And he puts it back into his pocket.
Oh.
Keep a hand on that, Cal. We don't want to lose it because that's
Out of,
leverage.
actually, out of
I'd
curiosity,
say
you're
that
good.
Barry?
No, I'm
What the
talking-
fuck?
Sorry. The voices
Our voice.
they're easy to slip into.
Hmm.
All right, out of curiosity,
Ah.
you're quite good at magic and all that.
Oh, thank you.
Might you be able to figure out what this is?
Oh, I can certainly try if you'll hand it over.
Maybe we should go back to the whiskey dip.
It might be wise not to do this out in the middle of the street. You're
Yeah,
smarter
that's what I was saying.
than me.
Well, yes, as long as we don't act like it's too important. So just tuck it away and let's go.
So, y'all make your way back towards the whiskey
Um,
dip?
One thing that Tess is looking for on the way back, but trying to look like kind of discreetly.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any kind of like apothecary store
Yes.
we might pass?
You 100% would be able to find an apothecary.
Cool. Is it something near the exotic animal? I like duck in there while we're
The shenanigans.
Sure.
Cool. Tess is looking for things that provoke dreamless sleep.
All right. Sure. You would find maybe some herbs that you could make into a tea that would knock someone out without dreams. The sort of remedy that one would use for someone that has magical insomnia, basically. You know that if someone drinks this, they will be unconscious, but they will also not have any dreams.
Sign me up.
Okay, cool. Sign me up. That's what I want.
Okay, 20 gold for a bushel worth of 50 cups.
Damn.
That is expensive, but she will pay that price.
Okay. Yeah,
Wonder if
you get like
addictive.
this canvas wrapped sheaf of leaves.
Okay.
Don't worry, I just spent all my gold on a mount that I'm carrying.
What's it?
You chose this.
I did.
I love it.
What's it called? Is it called anything in particular? It's okay if it's not.
Not
Don't worry.
anything I can think of.
Okay, cool. Dreamless sleep tea. I will put it in my inventory. Thank you.
You have
We call it
purchased
the
that.
mallet.
Bong. Yeah. All right. So, is there anything else y'all want to do before you head back to the whiskey dip?
Nope.
All right. You get back to the tavern. Hold on. As I search for my splash image. There it is.
I can't believe the mic isn't picking up this purr. It's so loud.
The whiskey dip is busy, as it is the evening. Busy with the day folk that you'd expect to be taking dinner and drinking at this time of evening.
The were-rats, you mean?
Yep. As you enter the tavern, and the same dwarf greets you as you enter, you all can order yourselves food, get drinks, or you could handle this magical item that you're curious about.
Mm-hmm.
Can we take our food to our room? I'll sit.
Not
one of
allowed.
the-
Got to do it out in the open. Yes, of course you can. You can do whatever you like.
Yay.
Room
Does the
service.
whiskey dip have? Excuse me. Does it have like a backyard or courtyard or something outside?
The giant weasel is the stab block I was using.
Perfect.
Douche.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What were you asking me?
Is there a courtyard or a backyard or an enclosure outside at this pub?
There's a bit of a front yard.
Okay, so not really.
Not really. Yeah. It's,
We're in the middle of a city.
I know. I was just checking. Sometimes there's like a courtyard or whatever.
Not where the money flows this thinly.
Fair enough.
Well,
I was just reading Dooch's comment on the.
Sorry, I didn't think it was that weird a question.
It's not. I was distracted. Okay. What do you all do?
all right.
To our room. Go look at this thing.
All right. Maybe be careful with it. I don't know how it'll respond. And he passes you the sphere.
I should
I
be
will-
also careful with it.
I'll give her guidance.
Oh, thank you. Wait, how long does guidance last?
A
A
minute.
minute.
Like I'm basically just
Oh,
tapping.
I'm doing this as a ritual, baby.
Oh,
But thank you.
Guidance.
Or he sent out like some stones and stuff on one of the beds. Does a little ritual setup.
Okay. As you identify the object,
Mhm.
you learn this is what it is.
Ooh,
Phantom cube.
like a cue ball? Hell yeah. Oh,
This is the one that whatchamacallit had?
Yeah,
That
this
Cal
is what
had?
Cal is carrying.
Okay.
For those of us who are listening, the Phantom Q, which is what you learn this is a fist-sized sphere that appears to be made of adamantium. Adamantium, I can say that word. It is remarkably smooth and cold to the touch. Fine hairline runes in Draconic are engraved along its surface and seem to be ever-changing. Attuning to the Phantom Q grants the user the ability to understand, read, write, and speak Draconic. Upon speaking the trigger word, the Phantom Q will hover at chest level and create a solid copy of the wielder. The Phantom it projects can move, attack, speak, cast spells as if it were the user itself. Upon creating a Phantom, the Q rolls its own initiative and acts on its own turn. It has access to any items you hold or wield, but it cannot recreate items you wear or carry within containers. Copy has its own movement, action, bonus action, and reaction, identical to that of the user. Basically, you learn it lets you create a duplicate of yourself that's a little bit less powerful, but has its own turn in initiative.
yeah, but it can cast spells and stuff. Yeah.
Up
Yeah,
to
Like a simulacrum?
up to
It's
level
very
5.
much-
It cannot.
It's
cast
very
it.
much like
A
Tess-
simulacrum.
Does it take your spell slots or does it have its own?
Oh.
The Phantom Q cannot cast any spell higher than level 5, even if the user has such spells available to them at the moment the copy is created. So it has your spell
It
slots
has-
limited up to 5th.
It's
Okay.
So it
basically
uses
like-
your spell slots as well.
No.
It's basically like
Ah.
a
It has its
So
own
it-
spell
It has
slots.
its own spell slots but uses your spell.
Yes.
Got it.
Sweet.
And it can
Or he
maintain,
recites all that. Like.
Yeah, it can maintain the copy for 1 minute per charge. And it has 3 charges.
Wow.
What a
Pretty
wondrous thing.
What's
Well-
I mean,
there's something.
you didn't finish what you were saying. You cut out,
Oh,
Tess. You cut out.
Is
Tested.
this something that these are supposed to have?
I'm sorry, you cut out again.
I'm sorry. Is this
are you
something
asking if it's bad for them to have it?
Yeah, it seems like it might be bad for this group of people to have this.
Well,
Well, it's either going to be something that they shouldn't have because it's too powerful, or it's going to be enough money for them to buy something that they shouldn't have because it's too powerful. Once you're dealing with a group like this, I don't think that you can make that call. You
Right.
just have to decide what you're willing to compromise.
I don't have that kind of funds, and this is what.
This is what we got.
This is what I've got to maybe cancel their contract.
Well,
And
this
like-
would be worth a lot, so
That's what I thought.
hand it carefully back.
He takes it and puts it back in his pocket. Unless we can come up with another solution to get them off of followers of the Glitterlax case, or off of your case, Tess, if they are on your case. They went after your DOS, so I don't know who else they might be after, you know?
Yeah.
We find their hideout, we find their contract, we just cross out what we don't like, and then we escape. That's definitely how that should work.
Legally binding in many countries.
Just cross it out. Just big
I can't
old.
tell if you're serious or not. It feels like
I'm
you
not.
are. Okay.
I'm not serious.
I mean, they wouldn't. Why would they come after me? I'm nobody.
They went after your Da, and I mean, no offense. It's not that he was nobody, but he was just a cleric of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And so are you. I'm worried about you.
Right.
As long as groups of assassins exist, determining about. I mean, the reason why they're coming after anyone is because someone's paying them to.
Right.
Right.
And
So
who would? I wonder. Who would care?
Well, even a nobody can make enemies. Tessellation.
wait. If we can figure out who placed the original contract, probably some fucked up follower of Nightmare Guy. Maybe I don't want to say his fucking name. I'm not trying.
Good idea.
So if we can find out who it was, maybe we can go convince them to
Confront them? Maybe.
Yeah. Cancel the contract. Maybe give them. Well, I don't. You know, I don't want to give them
Kill them.
this. Right. That's
We could give them something else, like their life, mercy.
Yeah.
Scary,
It
Ori.
seems. I mean, it is.
No.
It is a little frightening. But I do think that as far as it goes, the danger involved in confronting somebody who hires assassins is actually just different than the danger confronting
The assassin.
the assassins.
But the person who hired the assassins is the one with the vested interest in killing.
I argue it's
Lilac
more
clerics.
dangerous when
Yeah,
it's
because
personal.
at least the seventh
It is
chalice
personal.
is like, okay, if you want to pay us off to do the opposite. But this person specifically wants Lilac clerics dead.
But we
So I
don't
don't
know.
think taking two Lilac clerics
We don't know that.
to
We don't know
their
that's
front doorstep.
the case.
Well,
That's
We
it
don't know
seems
what
like the
they
outcome.
want. We don't know what their goal is. We just know what they've paid the seventh trellis to do.
But we
Well,
do know what the seventh trellis's goal is, which is to do what the contract says.
But we don't know what the
Other
contract
goal.
says.
Their goal is to make money.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
I don't think we're disagreeing.
Yeah.
And I wonder.
I'm confused.
I wonder too. I'm worried about I mean, all of this started to happen there before I even knew what the Lilac. And that seems connected, but I don't know how. Like, what would a god like that, Darlene? She's not a cleric.
What
You
are we
know?
talking about?
Yeah, I'm lost.
Oh, right. Those two weren't here.
Santa Thoth. Yeah, Santa Thoth.
Would you not with the
You
name?
said it
No.
twice.
Well, I guess at this point I could just say it a bunch of times because it's already
No!
known, right?
Well, what about him?
So we ran into one of the girls from town, went missing, and we found her by a giant crystal orb that was radiating some kind of energy and controlling people. And it
Wait,
was actually
Marty.
that guy's. What?
Do you still have that spike?
The adamantine spike? Yeah, I was thinking about making some armor with for Barry with it.
Yeah, but isn't the Q, this ball thing, also made of adamantine?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's
pulled
That's weird.
the bag and produced the
Well,
adamantine
it's
spike.
very strong.
I guess.
You.
It's very, yeah. I just show it. And it's very good material to make lots of stuff with. I mean, if you have something that's important, you don't want it to break, like armor for Barry.
You see Cal
You
like
make it with
pulls out the
something.
sphere and like, do you think? And he's like looking for like a hole in the sphere.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
that'd
just-
make good armor, Cal.
I kind of poke it.
Touch them together.
Tink.
So you touch the spike
No.
to the ball and see if anything happens.
Yeah.
Don't.
Mm,
No, it's
Ah.
not. They're not related.
Oh,
They're made of the
Okay.
same
I
material.
feel a little silly for thinking they might be.
you know,
But the
if you were right, you
Our
got it.
little-
Yeah, that would have been
Our
impressive,
little-
wouldn't it?
Yeah. I would've
our
been
little friend
impressed.
got kidnapped. Our little friend was poured, it seemed, into the presumably by this god, and she was having terrible dreams. Velen had a terrible dream, like months ago. And we've been having terrible dreams ever since.
Hmm.
I haven't.
And I can't get it out of my head
Good
that
job,
the first time that we confronted this thing, he called me hilarious kindred. Not in this sense, I don't think, but kin, as if related.
Delicious synchronicity, though, isn't it?
I know, right?
Hmm.
And I don't like it. It seemed personal.
Does
That
this
does make it
motherfucker
sound a
have
bit personal.
like a temple?
Yeah, he
Probably.
must somewhere.
Not here, I'm sure.
It's
gotta
the
be-
sort of god that if they have a temple, it would be a hidden one.
Yeah,
one that
Right.
Only those in the know would know. Which there probably is one in a city as big as this, but we'd have to talk to the right people.
Maybe it's underground.
I bet it's in the catacombs.
Ooh, catacombs.
Oh, great. Might know where it is.
Great might
Wait,
know
what?
where it
No.
is.
I mean, do you want to go try and find a sewer kobold again?
And you just yell, great,
Well-
great, until he comes back.
Why do you have to say it like that, Cal? Don't you think it sounds fun?
No, I don't.
He's a nice guy.
Listen,
He's
Ari,
a good businessman.
you are a delight. I don't want to plunge through the sewers with you. I'm sorry.
Wow.
We have
All right.
more.
I will if I have to, but I don't want to.
Ah, but you want to enjoy it, so we'll keep that in mind.
I will say that if I am plummeting through sewers, if it was with you, it'd be better than if it was with anyone else.
Just stop.
Good try though. Good attempt to save.
Well,
Yes, you have to
I-
try.
you know, he spoke of treasures there, and I mean, not right now. Clearly, we've got plenty to do.
Well, my thought was that if we could locate followers of our friend, your not kindred, we might get more of an insight into what what they actually want,
That's true.
besides just to be a dick.
And while we're here,
I mean,
it's
sometimes the gods do just want to be a dick.
I mean, all right. Well, listen, I'm not a religious person. I don't know if this is heresy to suggest, but have you tried just asking?
I did.
Die?
You did?
He laughed. I did. He laughed at me.
Oh, that's rude.
Wait,
Yeah,
am I
sometimes
gonna
they
have
do
a
just
bad
want to be a
dream
dick.
again?
You said his name twice.
Wait,
Oh,
did you ask in a way that's actually, respectful?
Or was it like, what the fuck do you want?
We were being pretty tortured at the time, so
So
probably
it was not.
I mean, it is hard to be respectful to someone who's just that much of a dick.
Who's
And you don't
actively-
have to ask. I was just curious.
But you're right. It's a possibility. I could.
I just feel like this entity is going out of its way to get your attention.
Because gods have goals. They have needs. There's a
Right.
reason that they use their instruments, or that they choose new instruments. And so, if this god is going so far as to persecute you personally, there's probably some kind of a reason. And if it's connected to this whole seventh trellis thing, it would make more sense than if it isn't connected. I don't know.
All right, so I guess.
My thinking is that it's personal for it.
Artie.
If only because
you suddenly realize you don't know where your ferret is.
He's suffocated.
Barry? Barry! I go check the bag of holding first.
He's not in the bag of holding.
Oh,
Ah, shit. Is the door open?
No.
Barry! I miss you already.
Roll me an investigation.
No way he's gonna fail this.
Are we in a bedroom right now? Did we take our
No,
food?
you're
Yes.
out in the main
Yeah,
room.
We just out in the main room. Okay. Sorry, I was getting
I
tea.
thought we picked a room.
No,
I
I
thought
identified
we
the
were
thing
in
in
the
a
bedroom.
room.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sure.
we had
then-
all gone back to one bedroom.
Oh, then the door is definitely open. And Barry's
Okay.
not in here.
Barry? I rolled a 29.
As you leave the room looking for Barry,
Oh no.
you're looking out over the main tavern, and at first you have no idea where the fuck he is. And then you see at the far end of the room, one of the tables has a number of dwarves seated around it. They're playing cards and dice, and they're drinking and gambling. You see that one of the dwarves has their hand on a tankard. The tankard's on the edge of the table, and the dwarf is paying attention to the game. You see a long tongue reaching up into the tankard over the edge of the table.
Barry's getting tying one on,
Hurt.
getting turned.
I'm like yell whispering.
Yeah.
Get you as much drinks as you want. You can't go on now.
But this one's fizzy.
Yeah, I can get you as many of those as you want. You just ask anything you ever need. Ever.
All
Just
right.
ask me and I'll move mountains for it. Come on, buddy. I give you scritchies. Little scritchies on your
Oh,
head.
that sounds nice.
Yeah,
And
yeah, come on,
suddenly you watch as that table's as the ferret lifts itself up underneath it, and you hear a bunch of dwarves. Hey! Just sudden uproarious
Beer everywhere.
frustration. And now people are aware there is an enormous ferret suddenly thundering its way between the benches, and people are like, "What the fuck is happening? Oh, you just do this about it!" And just
I run over to him and cast invisibility on him.
Ah, it's just your imagination.
roll me a deception check.
Oh
It's
Jesus.
just your imagination.
13.
You're gonna lose your
Get it?
invisible
They're all
ferret.
drunk.
They're drunk, so it is a disadvantage. No way. Hold on.
2 natural.
There's
right.
2 of them.
Am I? Can I?
Can you what?
I'm still
Well,
in
I
the room.
had the thought
talking.
of.
Yeah, I'm also still in the room.
I rolled a 5,
Yeah,
8, and a 4. What do you want to do?
I was just gonna. Yell out the amazing Artie and his disappearing ferret.
Okay.
It's okay, everybody.
And I kind of like have my hand on his saddle.
And come on, buddy. I'll get you anything you
Why
want. You
is
just gotta ask me.
everyone so loud?
Yeah, it's super loud in here. Let's go somewhere quiet,
Yeah,
buddy.
that sounds nice. It's real creepy.
Uh-huh.
It's scary.
I need you to do
The
me a favor,
dwarves
Barry.
are confused.
Nice.
They don't believe you, but they don't know what actually happened, so they're just
Uh,
trying to clean up their game that's now covered in lager.
Hell yeah.
What do you do? I'm sorry?
Who?
You shout Artie and his
I was
disappearing
just
ferret?
having the amazing Artie and his disappearing ferret, like to try to make it a performance thing, like a magician's act. I
Some
don't know,
people
it was
near
just
the
a
door
thought.
look at you and go, "Oh," and they look around. No one
Where's
knows-
the ferret?
Yeah, it's gone. There's nothing. Just Velen like shrugs and then runs back into the room,
Okay. You
Barry.
laughing
escort-
like an
Oh,
idiot.
Velen.
Like, oh my god.
I'm coming.
Barry, I need one favor from you. I'll let you, I'll get you anything in the
Rock
world
fucking
that
ferret.
you want. I'll move mountains for you. I'll do anything for you, buddy. But you just gotta ask me, and you gotta stay safe and close to me, okay?
Oh, all right. I can do that.
You just tell me what you need.
It's just sometimes things smell funny, and I want to go check them
Uh-huh.
out. It's just
Okay.
interesting.
What do you get?
Give me a heads up, and I'll come with you anytime.
All right.
Okay.
Where are we going?
We're going back to a quiet room. And then
Oh,
if
that's
you need
nice.
anything, you just tell me. Yeah, I give you a little head scritchies.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
And you just hear just very comfortable noise in your head as you escort Barry
Here,
back.
Barry.
Well,
Yeah.
Artie can always
So
be
is
the big spoon now because he's got a big ferret.
Yeah. As soon as we get back to the room, I drop invisibility.
All of you see the ferret with one eye slightly closed. It's moving a little weird, like its body slightly curved, as if it's trying to keep its balance, but it's just sitting on all fours, and
You
Artie
got him
is
drunk already.
he drunk?
Just like Papa.
it's just tasted good.
He likes the taste of it. Can you blame him?
Well,
Come here, buddy. Come here. Scratch your belly.
Alright, go get as many scripts. All of them will give you so many head scratches and
Oh,
belly
that's
scratches. You
perfect.
just go.
All right.
Yeah, just go
I
near me.
wonder
do
if you
this
could
every
make
night.
something that just casts prestidigitation every 10 minutes and makes a different flavor on a ball.
Oh,
That's a great
maybe.
idea.
That's a really good idea.
Get him like a Kong, like one of those rubber things
Yeah.
with stuff in it. So he's just like,
It's like he's
So-
got a ball, and it's just gonna do a different prestidigitated flavor every 10 minutes.
I need you to understand, Artie, that while this ferret can communicate with you, it still
Uh-huh.
It's a
has the
ferret.
intelligence of a ferret.
Yeah. No, I get it. I
Okay.
get it. I feel so bad for you guys because everything I'm gonna make in the future is now gonna be for Barry. I'm never making any of you guys anything again.
I understand the
I
urge.
just spent like $6,000 making a fancy box for my cat, so I get it.
Cal says, Barry is adorable, but we were talking about some fairly important stuff.
we were.
I'll be over here.
Well, I guess the best thing we can do is get this meeting with the representative from the Seventh Trellis at least. See what they say. Maybe I can glean something magically.
We can
Well,
try
maybe,
to we can try to find this temple before then.
yeah, maybe worth a trot. And also, Velen might be able to talk their pants off and find out, exactly what's in the contract. Maybe
Oh.
not literally.
I could try to tuck off their pants.
I didn't mean that in a literal sense. I
It-
meant talk it out of them.
I know what you meant, but pillow talk or not, in my experience, people who work for guilds that are, I don't know if I want to use the prestigious, but people who work for that kind of guild are,
Has a reputation.
discretion is one of the things that people pay for. So I'm good. I don't know if I'm that good. I'm willing to try.
I bet you are. We could do it.
I just
Yeah,
was
especially
thinking,
if you're helping me.
I mean, if this thing seems real powerful, and it's the sort of thing that if we could keep it, I mean, that'd be nice. Wouldn't it?
Why, you need a double.
I mean,
Yeah, like me.
Claudia,
I think that literally
What?
any of us.
It only lasts for
Go-
3
go
minutes.
ahead,
That's
Val.
not very impressive.
it'll get you started.
Tess looks at Claudia and goes, "I take exception to that." And she channels divinity in her and on the other side of Barry, and is
Oh.
like scratching his belly while she pets his.
oh dear, it's getting crowded now.
That one doesn't feel like anything.
Hmm.
Aw.
The orb makes a solid one with its own health and flesh and everything.
For 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm not enough. And
I didn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Not to you. That's weird. Anyway, look.
Yeah, it's going to places. Let's
The point is,
Circle
if we
back.
could keep this artifact, and he's like got it up on fingertips, he says, that would be remarkable.
He's spinning it like a globetrotter.
Wee.
He is now.
Or one of those like fushigi balls.
He starts
pretty awesome.
contact juggling with it.
David Bowie, what's happening?
I found it.
Yep.
okay.
Oh, that guy.
Fushigi! Right,
All
we're distracted.
viable options. So do we start with looking for your kobold friend and asking for a secret temple to a nightmare god?
Oh, I thought you didn't want to go into the sewer, Cal.
I certainly don't.
I think maybe we should start with the contract given. Seems like we should fill this thing for the Ashtari first.
Oh, well,
Yes?
we're doing that, but we can't do that until the sheriff wakes up.
Tomorrow.
Well, for a few hours.
Have you ever considered just like taking a night? Getting like 8 hours?
Yeah, we do that every night.
No.
It doesn't feel like it.
I get 8 hours every night.
Oh, I guess it's just the emotional toll.
I get about 6.
I will say we
Sweetheart.
have had an awfully long day.
Come here, Claudia.
Should
Velen gives
curl
her a
up.
hug.
I mean, woof. Wrong animal.
Same difference.
Well, sure, we could.
I mean, if we just want to take a break, that is kind of available as an option. Like, we don't have to just go all the time.
Well, we do have the job
Right,
for
so
Achatari.
yeah, and
Right.
here's the thing:
So
if
we
we
can-
sleep
No
all night
logs.
until the morning, Baron Noark will be going to sleep again. Now we could probably talk to, the help. They tend to know things. So I don't think it's that we couldn't visit and work on this job if we take the whole night. But it's evening. I mean, if you wanted to sleep now, we could get up
I
in the
just-
middle of the
Well,
night
it's-
and go.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because
Hey.
if Lord Kynan said that he was going to be up in like 6 hours, and that was an hour ago. So
Yeah. And we
we
can
have
let
get
him
quick-
time.
Quick 6
have a
in,
couple
you know?
hours to. You could get in at 8. We could let this Baron get his breakfast and not feel so rushed.
I'm
Yeah.
in favor of that.
Yeah, I can get everyone up.
If we're sleeping, I got some tea for us that might help our dream. But I don't know if it'll work.
Shit, I'm gonna probably need that.
Yeah. I was thinking of you already.
That's something I
It's
need
not
to do before we go to bed.
Oh,
Me too.
oh.
Claudia looks at Ori.
Yes,
It
dear?
doesn't say anything.
No, oh, sorry. Nothing.
Come on, Artie, I'll make us some tea.
This guy
Anyone else is welcome
fucking.
if they want.
This is not. It's not that significant. I just need a few minutes.
Well, all right.
But like people were acting like there was a whole thing, and I don't know why.
No,
So
we
I'm-
still have
I
a
think
few
Claudia
rooms.
was making a sexual innuendo about Kalinori.
Oh, usually I
Uh,
catch those.
Mm.
Yeah.
That
Kinda
makes sense.
okay.
I was going to ask Ori for a drink.
Mm.
I'd like a drink.
Oh, let's go
Great.
take one. The rest of you.
I'm gonna hang out
Pleasant
with
night.
Barry.
You two have fun.
I'll be around in 8 hours and make sure you're all awake. So
Don't do
get
anything
some
I
sleep.
wouldn't do.
That's
I
a
have
short
no idea
list.
what that. Yeah,
I
I don't
know.
know what that would be.
She'll
I
be
don't know
doing
that really gives us any context at all.
Not really.
Can Tess make tea by herself in this? Is there like enough? Can like hot water be acquired and stuff?
I was
she-
about to say, do you?
Tess
I
is,
just made
Tess
tea.
is absolutely an adult.
Well,
She's allowed
no,
to
I
use a stove.
well, I just didn't know if we had access to a stove in the we're in a hotel basically.
You're,
I
Like,
have fire.
you go to the bartender and say, "Hey, can I have some hot water?" And the bartender says,
fire.
"Here you go."
Sure.
Okay, sorry.
You're good. It was
I'm
just,
sorry.
It was kind of
It
adorable.
just became funny. I apologize.
Am I allowed to get in the kitchen?
Okay. Cal is gonna ask Ori for a drink.
Mhm.
Valen, what are you doing?
I'm going to find a private room for a minute, so just maybe one of the bedrooms we rented that nobody else is currently using.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna light some feathers on fire and make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay. As you make a sacrifice to Dawes, what's going through your mind?
Well, Velen, the only other time that she's done, and she really hasn't done a lot of stuff that is dedicated to Dawes. Like, she has been the shittiest Azamar in the history of. So in this particular occasion, she chose the dead parts of a bird that she knows Dawes hates, and she's lighting it on fire. So she's got a little clay bowl that she has put the feathers in, lights them up, and she goes, "All right, I don't do this very often, but one of my tasks on this world is to seek out and foster ambition. Not my own, but that of others. And I found one for you, but he's beyond my grasp now. So I'm going to ask," and she sort of spreads the ashes from her sacrifice. "I'm going to ask that you watch over him. He has huge ambitions. Will almost certainly get him killed. But if they don't, watch over Seeker, lend him aid. The task before him is beyond difficult, and the enemies he has chosen are beyond his reach, but maybe not beyond yours. So, with what is in me that is in your servant, I ask, Dawes, father of ambition, watch over Seeker, guide his path." And then she will extinguish the flame and let the smoke rise from the burnt offering.
How almost out of character for you.
I know, but I mean it.
I know. And that's what was so out of character. Is my little Velen growing up before my very eyes.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I would. I'm proud of you. And as such, yes, I shall keep an eye on your bold, foolhardy, bald friend.
You said bold twice.
I said bold and then bald. Claudia, go back to sleep.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Be sure you dispose of those properly. You don't want to breathe that in.
I know. Also, I have to sleep in here, and they stink like burnt feathers, so, you know.
You feel a rough, pat and scruffle on your head.
Oh.
And then it's gone.
Dignified.
Thanks. Gonna use prestidigitation to get rid of the worst of the smoke.
Mhm.
I wonder
And then she'll
burnt
take
crow
care.
smells like.
And then she
Awful.
will.
Velen, there is a yellow silk ribbon on your.
On your what?
That's neat. I assume she said pillow.
Pillow.
I don't know
yes.
if that's what she said, but I think
I don't know why I
okay.
keep cutting out like that, but
It's
yeah,
fine.
pillow.
Okay.
One thing I would like to do before I go to sleep.
Same,
Claudia
I
does
also have
too.
something.
Sure. Okay. Artie, what do you do?
I want to make this little small miniature frog that can hop around, and because of my my racial traits, tinkerer, I can make a fire starter, a small device that can cause a miniature flame. So I want to pretty much make like a little animatronic frog. But I wanted to melt down because it's small. I wanted to melt down a few gold pieces to make it like out of gold plating, and then
Okay.
all the other metals I have.
Roll me Tinker's tools.
Yes. What is intelligence? I have expertise, so that
Yeah, I
is
expect
a...
this to be like a 50 or something.
No. I only have a plus 11.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna guidance myself as well. So
I hope you get a natural 20. I
D20,
really want him to be impressed by you.
D4 plus 11. Oh, not good. 19. I kind of want to remember all that shit. Wait, do I have
Plus-
any advantage?
Oh, you already
What?
took plus
Everybody got an inspiration.
last
I know.
session.
I'm just seeing when you make an ability check, I can add a +5 from Flash
Oh,
of Genius.
Flash of
Plus
Genius.
5. 24.
So-
Well, the DC was 15. With a
Okay.
24, it looks almost lifelike in how it hops around. And suddenly, a flame surges
yeah.
out the front of it. Perfect for lighting a cigar or cigarette.
Nice.
you're pleased with it.
He's gonna love this.
Badass.
That's good for me.
Okay, Claudia.
I'm assuming Tess makes that tea.
I do make that tea.
She takes it gratefully and drinks it, and then she retires to the room that she shared with Seeker and Ori. And since Ori is out with Cal for the evening, she's got the room to herself. And I think she stands there for a little bit before she kind of shuffles over to the bed that Seeker and Ori slept in, sort of, and takes the pillow off the bed. It still smells like Seeker. She shuffles over to her own bed, climbs in, and kind of tucks the pillow so it's laying with her. She turns to nestle into it, and she thinks about her brother and how much she misses him. And she thinks about how close she'd been becoming to Seeker, and how it was nice to have another lycanthrope in the party. And she doesn't want to admit that it kind of felt like she had another brother, and this one left too. And she falls asleep crying.
Baby.
Oh my god.
All
You
right.
think about Neo too?
Who?
At least
Well,
he's
And
got
Essa?
peanut
But
butter.
before,
Who?
I also have a thing before. Sorry.
sure.
Everyone gets a thing.
Everyone, that's a thing. How many people requested tea?
I'm definitely gonna need it.
Artie, Claudia, Ori doesn't really sleep. Velen, not Velen.
I'm trying to decide how much of a. Hang on, let me roll something. Yeah, she'll ask for some tea.
Um,
She doesn't need to show off not needing tea.
Sleepy time tea.
Tess
I
will
thought
make
about it, like whether she had to be too tough to take help or something, but no, she'd take it.
Tess Tess will make 4 cups. One for Velen, one for Artie, one for Claudia, and the last one she will leave in Cal's room with a little, knowing that it will probably get cold, but with a little note that says, "Sorry, love you," and will not drink one herself. But as she is sort of on the cusp of falling asleep, she will pray a prayer to Xanatos and say, "All right, I come to you now in vulnerability and respect to ask you what it is that you want, or of those who."
You're cutting out.
Sorry, this is why I can't
Just
say
like the
things.
last line or so.
Ah, okay. I come to you now in vulnerability and respect to ask humbly what it is that you want from me or those who follow Jamino. And then she'll fall asleep.
Okay, Romeo prayer. So Romeo wisdom plus proficiency.
16. If that's not high enough,
Okay. As you lay your head down to sleep, you said this prayer to Xanathoth. You find yourself beneath a moonlit sky. It is a dream. It is dark, but everything is tinged blue. as the moon shines down and you can see there are forests far away from you. You are out in the middle of a flat plain. You don't feel in danger, but you definitely feel exposed. You feel as though there's nowhere that you could hide or that you could go to escape a presence that you definitely feel is looking upon you. You hear Tessellation Turnbuckle.
Me.
The curious one.
She'll drop her regular and just be a changeling.
You wish to know what it is that I want. My goal. There are so many. There are so many things beyond your understanding, and beyond the understanding of any mortal. And there are so many things that mortals think I want. The room for misinterpretation is rich, full of mistakes. But within all of them is a kernel of truth. So I ask you, Tessellation Turnbuckle, what it is that you think I want. You're not coming through at all.
Do you want me to be afraid?
No. Well, not really. But it can be humorous.
Like, I kind of like it, though.
Do you want me to learn?
I want nothing from you.
So, then, why target me?
Whatever makes you believe I am targeting you.
Because mad at Jamino?
What would my rage at your foolish deity have to do with you, Tessellation?
I follow that deity that you speak of so unkindly.
And yet, you reach out to me.
What enrages you so much? Just because
The leash, Tessellation. The chains that bind.
what would you do if the chains were broken?
That is not for you to know.
But you are trying to break them.
I am no more capable of breaking my chains than you are of finding them.
So you're just lashing out then?
Yes, like a petulant child. I
Well,
tantrum.
You said that you were. Listen, I only know human rage. You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm conceiving of this in a way that I can't properly, because this. So, if I am to be a good, then I need to be able to.
You're cutting out.
If I'm to be a good servant of my God, then I should be able to change.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You would
How can
offer me change?
how can I change my thinking to understand what it is that would bring you peace?
I am the Watcher of Nightmares. I reside within the fears of mortals, and from their fears I deride what it is that they actually want. What are you afraid of, Tessellation? Is it being judged, being left alone, or is it being forgotten?
Neither. None. I left alone. But I'm afraid. I'm afraid of bringing harm to others, or that they'll come to harm.
You're cutting out.
I'm afraid that others will come to harm and it'll be my fault. I'm afraid of you a little. Afraid of being. I'm afraid of not knowing how to save the people I save. That maybe my home that I have in Endsmeet isn't really a. I'll have to leave it again for some reason. Take your pick. I'm afraid of a lot.
Your fears are foolish.
I don't know what to do with that.
You are afraid of things that you have control over. What you are afraid of, it should not be something that frightens you. It should be something that drives you.
I don't understand.
That is not my problem.
Something like an ambition?
You are in the presence of one who thrives upon ambition, so look to them, maybe. What I want, Tessellation Turnbuckle, does not matter. My followers want to guide me beyond the lash.
But presumably that's also right. Otherwise, you wouldn't tell your followers to do that.
I don't know what you said.
Presumably that's also what you want, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't let your followers do that.
My followers choose to interpret their nightmares the way they choose to interpret them.
You only watch people's nightmares. You don't give them to them.
Correct.
Plot twist.
Your fears come from you.
You direct them.
No.
Then why do I have bad dreams when I say your name?
Because you are afraid of me, Tessellation Turnbuckle. Your fears. They are yours. I do not give them to you. I only see them for what they are. I am the Nightmare Watcher, not giver, not changer, not provider. I watch.
But your followers don't want you to just watch.
And now she comes full circle.
What would the point of that be? To just inspire so much fear? How would that help you or anyone?
You are asking these questions of the wrong god.
You're suggesting that I should ask my own.
The creator of change? Yes. You have nothing's coming through the mic now.
I don't know what's going on.
You can tell you're talking if your box lights up green.
My box does light up green. I don't
That's
know
weird.
why. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, then I'll ask. I'll ask Camino. Then.
Do you see how much easier everything is when you approach it from a place of respect?
Oh, shit.
I hope this guides you in the future. Pleasant dreams, Tessellation Turnbuckle.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Forgiveness is not in my portfolio, but everything is well. And as the voice recedes into the darkness, the moonlit sky it seems to darken fully, and you sleep. An undisturbed, unnightmared sleep.
Yay.
You
Meanwhile,
blew my mind, Echo.
I blew your mind?
You kind of did. How dare you make me see things from a different perspective?
That's my job. Well, at least that's his job. So, Claudia,
Hello?
I need a wisdom save.
No!
By the way, I keep looking more at this splash art, and it's so dope.
It is
Lark.
really
The
good.
little,
I'm
the
also
little pixie on the wizard's hat and shit.
I love it.
violently attracted to the foreground people.
I mean, yeah.
This is literally the only splash art I've ever found of a tavern that was good.
Mhm.
It's
I
so
rolled
good.
a 15.
Okay. Claudia,
Hello?
you are asleep.
I'm especially into this guy.
Suddenly, there is a splash of color across your vision.
Nice.
Upon the black of your rest, there is a splash of red. You get
My blood.
sight, but only for a moment. It is a familiar place. You are looking up and out. You see a face. Very wiry, bright brown hair, bound high. You see up behind them is a brilliant mosaic window that you remember when you used to look up to.
Uh-oh.
Never one that provided much light, and the stained glass was dominated by reds and browns and blacks. This face is looking down at you. They have many scars across the side of their face. And as they look down at you, you hear them say, in a voice that you recall and you don't like, "There you are."
Oh.
And that vision suddenly ends.
Uh-oh.
You see the actual realization on my fucking face as it came in?
Uh-oh.
The rest of your sleep
Uh-oh.
goes undisturbed.
But I'm disturbed.
Sure. You
Wait,
took
so-
a sleep tea,
Asleep.
so you heavily sleep through the rest of the night.
Do I know the name of the person who I saw?
Yes.
Steve.
What is
Fucking Steve.
Oh.
Witch Doctor Tool.
Not like that.
Oh. No.
Ori.
Hey, hi.
You're gonna have a much better time than me. You're on
Yeah.
a date.
You
Maybe.
and Cal has
We're having
invited
a
you
drink.
down to the Whiskey Dips
Hmm?
bar for drinks. Basically, the way it starts is Cal looks to you and says, "So this has been a hell of a trip."
Really has. Probably more for you than me. I didn't realize you were so closely embroiled in all this family and murder.
You could have stopped it fascinating. I would have been happy with that.
I always take it too far.
Agreed. No, this went. It started far. Tessa's father was a good friend of mine. When he passed away, I took it a little personally. So I was trying to solve things, both for Tessa's sake and, well, maybe for my own. I didn't expect it to quite go this. I was hoping that we'd get here, and the seventh trellis, they might have, a sign over the door or something.
Hmm.
I was hoping it might be a little easier, I guess. It's all been
Well,
back and forth, and I feel like I'm getting jerked about.
well, that's adorable. First of all,
Thanks. I do try.
yeah, I don't think things usually go that easily, but it's good to have hope.
It certainly is. I mean, I didn't expect it to be that easy, but, maybe a little easier than this? Just to...
Well, it hasn't really been that hard.
We've been to 4 different places, and most of them have said they didn't do fuck all to help us.
Oh, well, you're kind of new to this adventure in life, then, aren't you, Cal?
No. Not at all.
Maybe you're better at it than I am. I'm well used to go to a place, talk to a person, they tell you to go do something else, and then you can come back and get the information you wanted in the first place. A lot of runaround.
I think I truly am better at this than you are.
You must be. I concede.
I'll brag about it the next time we're talking about it. For now, you have a free pass.
Oh. So what do you like to drink, Cal?
I'm partial to wine.
All right.
Maybe I just like something fruity. Not sure what it is. It's delicious, though. I had a question for you, though.
Okay.
I know you were at first, you were just a tag-along that we found on the road.
Mm-hmm.
But are you planning to stick around?
Well, I mean, what do you mean by stick around?
I mean, a good adventuring group can be hard to find, and the Wildhearts, they're an adventuring group.
They are one of the adventuring groups of all time.
I'll stop there.
Oh, pretty good. They're pretty good.
Their hearts are in the right place. For the most part.
Luck is mostly on their side. That's important.
So, when I ask about sticking around, after you finish your business here at the Scroll Keepers Guild with whoever it was that you were so terrified of seeing, once we get past that, are you going to continue traveling with them?
Don't know. I couldn't run out on you now before we deal with all this business.
Well, my task, once I've got this contract signed off and the Seventh Trellis have let go of it, I wasn't intending on, keeping my hooks into Tess for too long. She's a free spirit, and I would feel bad to think she was having to look after me all the time. So after we were finished, I was probably going to head back home.
Of course.
But I'd like to know that they're all in good hands. And you have some good hands.
I see. Well, all right, that's rather heavier than I was expecting for our conversation.
I wanted to get the heavy bit out of the way.
The heavy lifting. Hi. Sorry.
Whose dog is this?
My puppy.
He just came up to you in the bar.
Oh my god. Well, I love him. I'm leaving you all for this strange dog.
That's fair.
um, as I said, I have no intention of running off and leaving them alone here in the city.
Good enough for me.
All right. I can say I'll do my best to watch over them.
You don't have to do your best. Just,
Well, I thought we already established my best was somewhere below yours, so it's
You're
not
right,
that
you're
tall
right.
an ask.
You're right. Well, after I finish a couple of these,
Mm.
will you join me on the dance floor?
Oh, yes. Now, watch out, Cal. I'm a pretty good dancer.
Watch out, Uri, I'm not. Better be light on your toes, because I might stomp on.
Oh, I am.
You're right. I can't sell you short on that. You are certainly light on your toes.
Well, it's good to have at least one skill.
I'm sure you have many.
So where is home? Where are you going back to?
Oh, Kota City.
Mm.
Back to Elfinland, as they like to call it down here.
Ha. That's nice.
I'm sorry, I feel like I've broken lore. I think it's Augur City. Tess, can you confirm?
It is in fact Augur City.
My
Yes.
bad.
Yeah, isn't Ori from Coda City?
Yeah. It is
Around there.
I mean, it like Cal can be from wherever, but that's where Tess grew up. Tess grew up in
Yeah,
Augur City.
it's Augur City.
He said Augur City. Yeah.
I dropped the ball.
Or he lied. That's fine too.
No, he would have
He's
told you
lying
the
to
truth.
her.
Okay.
The DM dropped the ball, not the character.
Mm-hmm.
Augur City, so, the melting
Fine
pot of
place.
the world.
Mm-hmm. Good place to melt in and disappear.
That's true.
So what's Steele? You're friends with Tess's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, I don't know, Cal. She seems a bit protective of you.
I've known her whole life.
Hmm?
I'd like to think I helped raise her. I don't think I did, but I'd like to think so. She looks at me like an uncle, I think.
I'd say so.
It's... When it comes to responsibility, I tend to be a little bit flaky.
No.
I suppose that's not really a newsflash to you. But I try my best. And she means a lot to me, so...
Well, I'd say someone taught her to look out for her friends.
Yeah, that was her dad. That wasn't me.
Well, I don't know. He must have taught you too, then.
He had a way about him. He was great with people. Always. He could get to anybody's heart, no matter how much they tried to hide it from him. He could get to the truth of the matter. And he would never judge, he just would fix the problem, whatever it was.
Wow. Quite a responsible use of that gift.
Tell me about it.
Don't know if I could be trusted with it.
I'm sure you could.
Hmm.
From what I've seen. I mean, you watched Artie blow up half a town, and you're still here. I think you have a good empathy strike within you.
Well, perhaps. Mostly I've got good reflexes.
Light on your feet, like we said.
Exactly.
You watch out, you're gonna need them here in a few minutes.
Now I'm getting scared. And she downs her drink.
It's not that bad. Anyway. I've enjoyed my time with you, Ori. I'd like to enjoy more of it. What do you say?
Let's go.
So, you and
Go
Cal dance. Roll me acrobatics. It would be performance, but I was true to my word. He's bad at this.
Wow. Okay, acrobatics. 18.
Okay. Cal's rolling performance. Disadvantage. Okay.
Trying to stomp on her feet.
Nice.
You,
It does seem like it.
you broke a toe.
But
Mhm.
after a half an hour, he seems to have finally gotten into the swing of things, and the two of you have a good time.
Hmm.
So, do you spend the whole night goofing off with Cal? Is there any
No.
smooching, as Penn would ask?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not on the dance floor.
Cal, Cal is not the sort to make the first move.
Mm-hmm.
So, if Ori is inclined that way, it's going to be on Ori to make the choice.
No, not tonight.
Okay. Then you have a pleasant evening
Mhm.
of telling jokes and dancing and drinking. Calm down, Pen.
Pen's so upset right now.
I know. She'll be okay.
She will be.
And when it comes time to awaken the party, because as you all stir, or do you go around waking everybody up?
Yeah.
Claudia.
I said I'd wake him up 8 hours later.
Okay. Claudia, when you
Claudia?
awaken, I need another wisdom save.
Good morning.
Hold on, I'm making a wisdom save.
All right, it's still dark outside, but don't worry about it.
Worse. A 10.
You remember everything. And you know they are looking for you. And they know where you are.
Darling, what's wrong? Your face.
I need to talk to everybody.
All right, all right. I'll get them up and bring them in here, okay?
Okay.
And I will go do that.
Okay. All of you are awoken.
Wake up. Family meeting. Come on.
No one else needs a wisdom save. Because no one else is being tracked by.
I think we might have a problem.
Oh,
I
another
guess
one.
we've always had a problem. Yeah, this
Hmm.
is a new one.
All right.
Yeah.
I knew that it was going to happen eventually. And I'm pretty sure it's happening now. I think family is such a bad word for it. The people who raised me are looking for me,
Okay.
and they know where I am.
Well, this would be the other vampires.
Yes.
Well, the good news is we just made friends with some rather powerful people in the city that also don't seem to like the people that raised you. So you wouldn't have done this alone to begin with, but we'll make sure
Yes.
that you're
We should
extra
tell-
surrounded. You're extra
Okay.
surrounded. You should tell them immediately.
We should tell Reverie, and we should gear up.
Yep,
They're not taking you from us.
absolutely not.
It's not happening.
That's not happening.
Well, I appreciate that.
I could always turn you invisible.
For how long, Artie?
3 hours a day.
Great.
Yeah. I can look like you. We can confuse them.
I could look like a small you, but only invisible for 2 hours a day.
Well, how are they tracking you? How do you know that they found you? What happened? Did you see a little, like a globe or an eye?
Saw a face that I was familiar with. A person with the magic to do something like that.
And you were asleep.
Yes.
But you knew, so it wasn't scrying.
Roll me Arcana.
Oh boy.
I will
Can I-
say,
Roll that for that too.
Mm-hmm.
I know you all said that you wouldn't let them take me. And I appreciate that.
I'm re-rolling that.
And if they
Okay.
did manage to do so, I wouldn't go alive.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to roll that twice. The
With
first
a
one was
27, Velen, you recognize that if it's not a scrying spell, and the sort of thing that would convey the face, they likely have Claudia's blood, in which case it was likely blood magic.
And I bet they would have access. They would if they raised you and they regularly performed rituals using your blood, they probably still have some.
They regularly shed it too.
Yeah.
Tess.
Okay, let's be clear here. These people captured you and held you, right? They didn't raise you.
I don't really remember anything before the age of 4.
Well, most don't.
Yeah, I don't remember anything before the age of 4 either. I mean, I've heard
And
stories.
I was in their care at that time.
I smell fear. Why do I smell fear? Why is she afraid? What do we do? Do I need to run?
Calm down, Barry. You're hungover. Calm down.
Hey, Barry,
Tess.
she's going through a rough moment, and I'm just gonna pet Barry.
Tess kind of like
He is shaking.
has her arm
Aw.
has her arms around Claudia. Like you're gonna still be alive after this because you got friends and we're not gonna let them take you in any state.
I did once
Right.
before.
If you die, I will bring you back. Okay?
Right.
Unless that's
I don't
not
know.
what you want. But that's not gonna happen.
I don't know if you know this, Claudia, but we're actually pretty cool.
Claudia, I
you
don't know if
see
you know
get to
this.
those
I'm
vampires.
fucking crazy, and I'll blow up some motherfuckers. Okay?
I do actually
They don't-
know that already.
They don't know who they're fucking with.
Claudia,
I'm fucking psycho.
Claudia, I don't know if you know this, but you're a wolf now. They can't harm you.
That was actually part of the reason they took us in the first place.
I thought you couldn't turn into a wolf until recently.
I couldn't. But there was always kind of that wild side. That was obvious as kids, and I think what Jericho told me happened that day was he was 6 and I was 4, and we were at a market with our mother. And I guess we caught someone's attention. Just enough to be interesting, and we were brought back and presented in front of Lady Edivane. And we were her new pets.
Call her bitch Edivane anymore. She's not a lady.
I've seen you fend off blows that could fell a full-grown man in armor, and you lick them off as if they didn't happen. I say, I cannot wait to see her fucking try.
And then you were a child. You had no defenses. You had no friends. Now look at you. You've changed, Claudia. Things have changed for you. It's gonna be different this time.
I know you had Jericho to protect you, but he was a child too. And it was
Was.
not a responsibility that he could bear.
Honestly, I don't think these. We got some super cool new vampire friends, so I don't think they're gonna have the balls to come here, especially because they're not in good standing.
And
With
a
that.
super cool new wizard friend.
Yeah, her too.
And a ferret.
Yeah. Oh, Barry, come here.
Great.
He's
Well,
scared.
I don't like
Yeah.
it when people are afraid.
notable additions, me and the ferret.
You are above the ferret, if it helps.
It doesn't.
You don't talk about Barry like that.
Okay, maybe you're not above the ferret. I'm trying.
You matter a lot to us. Or Artie is very excited about. Artie is very excited about.
I signed a contract.
Got to take it seriously. Right, but well, Claudia, that sounds terrible, and I'm very sorry for the way that things went for you, but I just know you now, and I don't think you have much to be afraid of.
I know I'm obviously older and more capable, but when I think about being in front of her again, I feel like I'm like the first day I met her.
Well, that's how these types of things keep power over you. They make you think you're back in that day when you were scared and small and helpless. That's not so.
You got this, kiddo. And you got us. We'll
Anyway,
make it matter.
please do describe this face you saw, because I would love to see it in the crowd, and maybe, oops, a fireball happens.
Just like
Do I
Elsa's.
know?
That's
Do I
not-
know
listen.
if this person, you said witch doctor tool,
Mm-hmm.
do they do the finding themselves?
Oh yeah.
They come and get.
Them and their posse.
That's what I thought. There would at least be a couple more as well.
Oh, I do.
You know they
don't
have.
work alone.
You know they have blood brands and magic.
Do I think I've been branded?
Not physically.
Right. Blood.
But they have your blood, so who knows what they've been doing with it.
They certainly have my blood.
I'm
They had a lot more of Jericho's.
I'm gonna reach out to Claudia, and I'm going to put my hands on her shoulders and say, "We're gonna protect you, and Jamino is gonna protect you too." And I'm gonna cast Death Ward on you.
Couldn't do that when you were a kid.
Nope.
I
Hmm.
know
And I
you
think-
said that I changed, but I did actually only run away a couple of months ago. I don't know how much I could have changed in that time.
So much.
You
You
don't think
literally can turn into a wolf now. That's,
I'm
that's like
actually-
a really big change.
A little worried about that. It only makes me sound more appealing to her. She kind of keeps unique.
Look at it. I
people.
mean,
Does not matter how much you
She's
appeal.
not going to keep
We-
anything when we rip her fucking head off, Claudia.
Right.
look at how good. Look at how good you are with that bow now.
Anyway,
You have different
Change.
skills.
We
There's a-
destroyed that vampire. That was yesterday.
There is a knock at the door.
Excuse me? I get up and answer.
You
Hello?
audacity.
Standing before you is Katja, the Ironclad.
Oh,
Right.
Oh.
Morning.
Morning.
good morning, beautiful.
Glad to see you. We need you.
Good to see you too. Anyway, we heard you all had a mission.
Yep, lots to do.
Thought you might
Oh.
want a hand.
Lovely. Baron Noark? Yes?
Aye.
In the northwest, I believe?
Right. Yep. I can
We
lead
need
the
to
way.
find them, and also, we've had an update on the Venatori situation.
Oh, did you now?
It's a
So
problem.
I think we need to talk to Reverie and so forth.
Rev!
She jumps out of the rafters. Ah!
She appears as if having moved inhumanly fast next to Katja.
Hey, Flaherty.
Like Roadrunner.
You called me. Oh, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You're all
Morning.
looking
people.
spry and bright-eyed.
Oh, thank you.
You called me? What do you need? And Katja says, Venatori. Reverie's face darkens and she says, oh. So there's new information. Well, my badge of office is always hungry. What do you have to tell me?
Well, we have.
Ori, do you look
Uh,
as confused as your face looks?
Yeah,
Her-
she's like
her
thinking about the
blade is
badge.
her
She's
badge.
like,
Reverie lifts the sword up. It says badge of office.
ah, clever.
I thought so. Anyway. trying to be cool. It doesn't always work.
You're
You're
doing
very
great.
cool.
Yeah, keep it up.
I'm
Meet
going to
Barry,
remember you
by
said
the way.
that.
There's
Yeah,
a ferret now.
Barry? Oh my
Yes, my
gosh, he's
ferret.
adorable! And Reverie,
Ow.
like, crouches down and,
Oh,
like, is
there she
ruffling
goes.
the
Loves chin
giant.
scratchies.
Does he now? Oh, you do, don't you? And she's just lavishing love over this ferret.
So I think
Well-
a tracker has found the girl.
Right. Sorry. You are distracting, you are, mister.
me.
And she-
Did Claudia? Did you tell us the name, or I can't remember out of character if you
Yeah,
said that. Yeah.
There's a Venatori. Well, the one who previously owned me has many powerful connections, and
Addervane,
they found me.
as you said last time.
Nefine.
At the door, Triumph says, Addervane.
Don't you
No.
know her?
No, she got the name wrong. I'm trying to keep her on track.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Ferret got drunk last night. Now it's hungover.
This has been a lot to take in.
That's
if you
peak
want.
D&D.
It really is. It really is.
Triumph steps into the room and he says, the Addervanes know where you are.
I think so. At least someone who works for them.
Blood magic.
I can't imagine he wouldn't tell them.
Then we can expect them to come looking for you.
Well, if they know where I am, and they know I'm in Malikor, and they know the Malikor government is not Venatori, why would they come here, right?
Do you intend to leave anytime soon?
She looks at the rest of them.
No, we have work to do.
Why? Lots of business.
Well, I mean, I have a thought on that, which is that if we know that they're tracking and hunting her, and the anxiety is devouring her from the inside, maybe we arrange to leave sooner than later, so that we can spring the trap and eat their faces. No?
I've come under the... We received information that you all would be heading to Shadowstead
Yes.
to handle some
Yeah.
task. We would be escorting you there.
Oh, bless.
So
That is exactly who we need with us.
No, his name's
It wasn't.
Triumph.
I mean
not
that.
Bless.
Oh, bless. That's a good name for a
That'd be a
Goliath.
good tiefling name.
That too.
Anyway, I
Right.
was serious. We kind of happened to Shadowstead the last time we were there, so it'll be really good to have the sheriff with us.
Yeah, look,
you
we're
hap-
friends
what
with
do
the
you...
government.
I'm sorry. What do you mean? You happened there?
Mistakes were made.
Ah,
Property was destroyed. Damage happened.
Lives lost.
legal
could say-
issues?
You could say that.
Okay.
The
Oh,
guard.
I was never charged
guard
with
was
anything.
corrupt and paid off by the
No,
shitty.
I mean,
Already stopped.
no one
No,
was
it's
charged
true.
with anything.
And it's
The
also
guards
true
were
that the
corrupt.
guards were corrupt and working with the people that we're trying to take care of, so it's fine, right?
That is true. That is true.
It is all true. It is also unfortunate.
We will
Anyway.
handle that when we get there. In the
Uh-huh.
I
meantime...
made an explosion.
What?
I'm sorry.
It did make an
I
explosion.
I made an explosion. I killed some corrupt guards.
And
Alright.
maybe you don't
I
know.
can't lie to you guys. I like you guys a lot.
Okay.
We'll handle that when we get there. Which...
Okay.
But once we leave town, we will be in a situation where we're much more exposed than we are now, so we can prepare for a fight.
Well, we'll be with you on
Thank you.
escort. So,
We got
Good.
another job too, from the big guy.
Yes, that's the job
that is
that.
what we're here
we're
to
doing
gather you
right now.
for.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a today thing, yeah.
Sorry, I tuned out.
Yeah. It's
Bless you,
all right.
Velen. Did you swallow wrong?
Yeah, I was just drinking this water and it went down the wrong pipe.
All right.
Echo, can I ask you a question? Because I don't
Yes,
have it in my
Echo
notes.
the DM here. What's up?
Yes, hello. So when we went to the Scroll Keepers Guild
Mhm.
and we heard that Scribe Geralt was out, did they
Mhm.
say he'd be back today, like the next day? Or did you say a couple of days?
You said a
I think
couple
they-
days.
Okay.
Why that he'd be back
That's-
soon.
Yeah, and then
I
he
think
sent him a
he-
message that disappeared, so who knows? But he didn't say like tomorrow. Okay.
One other update that
Yeah.
is important for you to know. She'll look kind of particularly at Triumph. Followers of are trying to unleash him. And
What? Followers
Get-
of who?
Xanathoth, trying to get rid of his...
Got
I don't
that.
know.
Coming through.
You're gone. I think when you talk louder, it picks you up.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm talking it literally.
Don't let
Oh
us.
no, there you go.
Freak.
The screen is loading up.
I
The
think
screen is
you
loading.
need. I think your Discord just needs to be set to push to talk, so
Yeah,
that the mic
I-
stays open. Period.
Yeah.
When you're talking.
That makes sense.
Sorry.
I think
I will-
after she says Xanathoth, everyone like looks at her like, what?
Yep.
Because no one else got the character growth.
Wait. Are we
Yeah.
just saying this now?
I'll tell you about that later.
You
But-
asked.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
I don't know how far they've gotten, but I know that that's what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to unleash him so he can see into the monsters.
All right. So they're trying to ascend him through the Gledalac.
Yes.
Okay.
When
That explains
did
a
you
lot.
find this out?
I prayed to him last night.
Oh.
He did what Ori said, and it was right. Shocker.
Good job, Tess.
I don't know why we're being sarcastic about it. Thank you.
That
for
was
the
more
advice.
pen. Claudia wouldn't have said that.
Oh damn. Ori's heart grew 2 sizes. She was like, "What? I'm always
Claudia
right."
doesn't have that level of sass in her body.
Yeah, I thank you, Ori. It was a good idea, and I was being petulant by not doing it.
I don't know about that. It could have been dangerous.
I thought it was.
In my experience, the gods are receptive to those who mean it when they wish to speak with them.
I'm not a very good cleric.
You
No,
seem to be.
I wouldn't say that.
You seem to be endowed with the powers of Jamino. And so you shouldn't speak ill of yourself.
Tess looks down at her feet.
Say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Say yes, Daddy.
And I wasn't gonna go that far.
I was.
I was thinking it.
He's right, you know. Disrespect yourself, you're disrespecting the instrument of Jamino.
All right, take that into consideration.
See, I mouth off to my god all the time, so it doesn't. My advice here, I mean, whatever, but
That's
Isn't
different.
he like your uncle though?
You're related to him.
He
the poor
did say
bastard.
he did say something interesting, Velen, about ambition and how your fears are related. The best fears are fears that are related rather than control. It was interesting.
The ones that drive you.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Fears are barriers. Ambitions blow them down.
Yeah.
Wow. That's quite profound. Is that in your literature for dolls?
She's like that.
You
I
should
don't
put it in
have
there.
Literature.
Oh, you need to make some.
That's not really my
Pamphlets?
department. He's got clerics.
Does he?
All right, and
Where's he
clerics
got?
are as good with the written word as you are?
I don't really write stuff. I
Slam
just say
poetry
whatever
for
comes into
Dawes.
my head.
You
Oh,
could
Yeah,
definitely make some
yes.
pamphlets.
I can help you make pamphlets.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, Triumph. I thought.
We are getting a little off track. You're right,
Anyway,
Triumph.
Triumph, I thought you would want to know that that's what I think is
It
happening.
seems like very important intel.
That is
Yeah.
good to know. Thank you for telling me.
I imagine that the other Glitterlac clerics should maybe know that.
Yeah.
Desperately want to find out where the root is of his followers that are doing this.
Me too.
Well, there's
He
only one
talked-
place
Why
in the
we've-
world that has an open temple to Xanathoth as there are any other god, and that's in Taka.
All the gods are there, right?
I haven't been
Yeah,
there.
we could go to
Single one.
Taka.
Let's go everywhere.
I've never been.
They
There's
are-
Taka.
It's in Terracona.
Do you know of
the
any?
northern peninsula of Terracona.
Do you know of any temples we might be able to find here?
Of
We were talking
Sanathoth?
about maybe. We were talking about maybe trying to find something.
It's down here.
Or, like,
Maybe in
what
the
about in the
catacombs.
catacombs?
There
What goes on down there?
is certainly a temple to Sanathoth here. It is not open.
Well,
Makes sense.
It
any
also
temple's
is
open
not-
if you
It's not in the
knock hard
catacombs.
Well, where is it?
We just thought it might be somewhere dark.
Well, it is, but you don't.
You don't have to go in the sewer to get there. Got
No.
it.
It's built into the wall at the Red Walk.
Hal?
Can I ask Ashley something that I'm just curious about? How is it that the kindred are allowed to go on Hollow?
It's part of the blush. It's the same way
Huh.
we can hide our nature from paladins that can detect undead.
That's fascinating.
The goddess Nyx shields us from magic that would harm us. But it's not
I gotta
easy.
look into religion.
It
I'm
truly
a
can be
believer.
remarkable.
Well, you would say that.
I am
Yeah,
a
that's
paladin of
awesome.
Nyx, after all. She folds her arms.
Oh, you're a paladin.
Among other things.
That's also fascinating. Sorry, Anyway,
I know I am fascinating.
yes, you are.
That's true.
Cute.
So,
Okay, so this quest that we're going on, this job that we're
we
taking.
must head to the Baron of Noak. Are we ready?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me do something. Hey, Barry,
Yes.
I'm gonna give you the decision. How you feeling?
I'm great.
Okay. I don't want to ride on you like a mount if you don't want to, so I have an alternative. I can make you something that can help you breathe inside the bag so you can hang out there as long as you want, and then you can just kind of talk to me and then tell me when you want to come out, or I can ride on you, whatever you prefer.
You don't want to piggyback ride?
Oh, I definitely do, but I don't want to if you don't want to.
But I thought that's what...
Yeah, no. Look, I might have bought you, but you are free if you don't want me to do things like if you want me to carry you, I can carry you. I can put you in the bag. You got say in this. This is a two-way street.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
God.
I'd like to walk around.
Okay. Gotcha.
If-
Yeah, you can walk
Walkies.
with me.
And if you'd like to sit on my shoulders, that would be fun.
Okay.
Aw.
Yeah. I get on top. Oh, this is nice.
You ride
I'm
him
gonna get-
around the room just in circles.
I'm gonna make you some armor and
He's
some
already
some
talking
other
out loud
stuff
to
that's
the
cool.
ferret. He's already
Yeah.
talking
Oh
out
yeah. I
loud.
don't talk in my head.
When the ferret is replying, in your head you hear him, but out loud he's just...
Uh-huh.
Oh, so cute.
It's squeaking noises.
Squeaker, squeaker.
So it seems like there is a one-sided conversation, but the ferret is replying in ferret language to all of you.
Oh, I haven't told you guys that he speaks to me yet.
Yeah.
And Claudia's just like, is this what it was like when I was talking to Peanut Butter?
Yes.
After all that happens and Artie climbs onto the back of Barry, Reverie says, "Well, that was alarming." I
Consent is a very important thing.
I
in a
wholeheartedly
relationship.
agree.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, did any of you consider if you wanted to try getting a nibble?
Oh,
Wow.
it's so
I'm
early in the
blushing.
morning.
I don't mean now. Not even by me. I was just curious.
Am I allowed
I
to
mean,
say
I'll
no?
try
We'll
anything,
talk about it
Wad.
later.
Ah.
Follow me! And she leads the way in the room.
Oh, that's a good
I
one.
just
Everybody
saw
was
a
genuinely
room full
like,
of
They're
dead
like,
stairs.
Tess,
would it be
Tess
weird if
No.
I said yes?
responds, she kind of tilts her head and is looking at her and kind of gives her a but doesn't say anything out loud.
When she catches the wink, she smirks, but then she just waggles a
Mhm.
finger no.
It's not lunchtime yet.
And so, as you make your way out of the whiskey dip following Reverie and her crew, that is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh my god, so much happened.
Oh my god,
There's a
so much
lot.
happened.
Ooh, it's a good
I took-
session.
I
took
don't even know what
some
year.
Session.
I
Yeah,
had
no notes
so
going.
much more planned, and we never got even close to it.
We got very distracted
Well,
by
we
the
did
ferret.
have to like
got
be
very
super
distracted.
by ferrets and ribbons and great.
It's true. I had a great time running it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all for playing with me. Before anything else, we're going to go into the player votes for inspiration. So first, Dooch, at the top of the board, who did something you liked?
I'm giving it to Tess for the prayer to Santa Thoth and the way she handled it. She said some things to a god that were a little questionable, but she wrangled it back in and did good. Did good.
Okay.
That's Tess telling gods questionable things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hellfrog.
I have to give it to Claudia because she nearly made me cry with her
Oh.
little bedtime scene.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
It was
It
good.
was.
Oh, woo.
If I was not running, I'd be crying.
That a woo.
Pen.
Yes, it was sad.
I'm gonna give it to Velen for her prayer. Like, just the thoughtfulness of, like, what would please him the most? Fuck these birds.
Burning the feathers of the awakened crows. Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, I
That's a
don't
good
actually
one.
know that the feathers that she found were awakened crows, but it was clearly
Symbolism.
symbolic of
Ritual, it's symbolism,
the
yeah.
Fuck these
birds
birds.
he hates.
And looking out for Seeker.
That's
Like-
really sweet.
And you could tell that Dawes was impressed. And I think Sao through Velen is showing like a lot of very carefully thought out character growth. And it's not even just like planning in advance, it's things are happening, she's reacting, and then she thinks and sits thoughtfully with those reactions to feel like, how is Velen changing because of this? I like it. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. M.
Hearty butter knife.
What a good alias.
It's so funny. I've
was
been
really
laughing
good.
at it the whole session. I wrote it down, and every time I look at my notes, I have to not look at my notes because I'll just crack up. But, oh my god! But like on
Amazing.
top of that, just the way that he's treating his new mount is so cute and so
Mhm.
arty, and so like he was all about like, I'm gonna get this mount so I can ride on it. And then immediately he has it. It's like all about the mount's consent.
Never mind, I'll carry you.
Never mind.
Now he's
never
my
mind.
best friend,
Yes,
and I would die
like,
for him.
possibly, like I am.
Is that
so
not all of us when we get a pet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's not my dog.
I do hope that eventually we make the belt of giant strength because we went through all that trouble to get the heart and stuff. But
Oh, yeah.
I'm so
He's gonna
excited.
wrap it around the ferret.
I'm so excited.
100%.
I'm so excited for all of our.
I want to see
about
this
this
kitted
ferret.
out fucking
Oh my
ferret
God.
with like
Oh, give me
adamantine
time.
armor.
We need to make some money first.
And you
Also, I
ride
know,
it
right?
into
I'm broke.
battle. I would
not,
like
Also-
you all to know that Claudia has 780 gold on her. She
Oh,
just doesn't
man.
spend it.
Okay.
So
Also,
like
not-
I have funds.
not for the first time. I wish that I could give Echo a fucking drunken
Also
ferret.
same.
Fuzzy, like Jesus Christ.
If he didn't talk to me, it would be a very different relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Mhm.
But he does, and now it's this, and I love
Forcing
it.
Artie to see
but
humanity in
Joke-
animals.
I love
Joke's
it
on
so
you.
much.
Mounts and Amaranth talk to you.
It's
okay.
great.
Sal.
As always, this group is great. Makes it so hard to pick at the end of every session. I'm like, God damn it. Because everyone did cool shit. And I'm gonna give it to Ori for the trauma of the thinky thought delve and having to come up with on the
Bloodbath.
fly, like what do I and coming up with the actual trauma, and just sort of having this flashback to terrible thing. I thought that was pretty cool.
And so, as everyone has received a player vote, everyone
Again?
has-
Did we do that again?
Oh,
everyone
no,
has
we
Love
did
each other so
inspiration.
much. I have 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone. You've all earned an inspiration point. If this keeps happening, I'm going to have to start picking, and I don't want to do that.
I don't think we realized that that's what.
I
I mean, it's
understand.
impossible for us to plan that.
What? No, it wouldn't be.
We didn't.
Uh-uh.
No, I mean.
But we didn't
I
plan it.
believe
I don't think we
you
planned it.
You can communicate with each other and come up with organized
Like we
I have
do.
no idea
we
what you're
do-
talking about.
We do
Anyway.
speak to each other occasionally.
I've never
It
communicated
happens.
with anyone in my life.
Anyway, thank you all for playing with me tonight. I hope you had a great time. I know that I did, and to those of you who are at home watching or listening,
Pen.
hi Pen,
Hi,
Hi,
Pen.
we love you,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.
Bye.